Hi. I see you've got 888. What's the 888? What made you choose that number? The 888 next to your name. Nice name though. Petra, hello. Hi. Gonna much needed conversation, I think. So let's see who else joins us here. Definitely need to talk about this one. Hi, Mary. It's a much needed conversation. Wow, there's so much of it going around. Hi. Hi, yeah, I was looking at you've got 888. That intrigues me next to your name. Infinity. Infinite. If you look at the loop as well, the energy, it loops around, infinite. So I think so there's this much, I think it's about time we spoke about this because it's so prevalent and it's so much fear here. There's so much fear going around because it depends on the level of consciousness too and how much inner work people have done. Thank you. Yeah, I've done a few lives, but not, there's a lot of work going on. All of us are doing a lot of inner work, a lot of purging, a lot of clearing. Wow, it's been going on for a while. And then you finish one round and there's a whole new level starts. There's new energies, new light's been coming in again the last couple of days. So it's like, woo, up we go. It's up and up and up. You just keep going up. But there's, at the moment, we're all at different phases of this awakening. So there's so many people when you first start off, everything. If you haven't done, as you do the shadow work, you're resonating with everything at the base chakra, the root chakra. Every doom, gloom, fear, everything that's out to get you, to kill you, in there, boy. You start, as anyone knows, has been through this, depending on how much trauma and baggage and stuff you're holding in you, the more you're going to resonate with the more, the bumps and the nasties and the bump in the night, anything that's scary, boogie, scary, out there. You at them all. You're down there, and you've got to clear all of that shit, and then you go through all the personal healing and clearing, and then you're going to go through all the bigger healing and clearing. Wow, as you realize, you creating it. So it cannot be in your existence. You cannot be a resonantly match or frequency vibration if you do not have that belief or any of those things, fears in you. If you purge, heal, and clear them, you'll find that just doesn't resonate. You won't even see that stuff. You'll move off it. Then you'll realize, oh, okay. Because a lot of people don't realize, well, they'll get there, that you create everything. People think they only manifest the law of attraction. You create it all. You can bring yourself in resonance and frequency in that timeline. That's what they're not realizing, you see. They don't realize the outside world. They think it's outside. There's no, it's just got nothing to do with me. It absolutely does. So this is why, and it's interesting. You can see what people haven't cleared according to what they're drawn to and what doomsday thing and whatever. You see it changes as you go up. You clear and you change. You move away from that. And okay, that. But it's interesting to see actually, because once you've been through that, then you can see other people and you can see, they haven't cleared that. Oh, they haven't let go of there are many roles. So sometimes you need to play the savior. I've got to save everybody. I've got to be there. That's many things. First of all, you haven't realized, haven't completely accepted and cognized that we're all source. All is source. So if you believe you've got a higher self and a higher guidance and everything else, then you're trying to say those people aren't. They haven't got good guidance. Their sources, it's the same source. You know what I mean? So it's a lack of reflection. Okay, they're exactly the same consciousness source. There's only one source. We all source. All that is everyone. So they have got the exact same guidance. So their soul, it's a lesson they've got to learn or wake up and clear. Sometimes a lot of this stuff comes from other past lives, so-called past lives, parallel lives, but you're streaming them, so it looks like past lives. So the deluge, Atlantis, you didn't get over drowning, you died in the plague, your fear of death. There's so many things at the moment. This is, if it comes into anything that comes into your consciousness, your awareness, you are drawn to it. You are a resonantly frequency to it. So then you've got to figure out, Okay, if I got fear of drowning, why? Because maybe you drowned in Atlantis. You haven't got over that. You felt guilty. You're trying to save people because you felt like you've got to save people from another past, whatever shit. You were murdered in a past life, so you think everyone's out to get you. I mean, there's so much shit. And as you start clearing it yourself, the Doomsday one is now something everyone on this planet is in frequency with. Most of them, they haven't done their clearing. So, there's going to be, because the asteroid, this has happened before. Atlantis manifested themselves off. Oh yeah, one person says, and everyone expects it because they dropped enough not to realize that they were source creating it. So if enough of you manifest, enough of the collective believe this is going to be the truth, like a collective is decide, all right, a comet's going to wipe us out, and so it shall be, because you literally are source. And because you are not, this is a dream, you are source dreaming, no soul would literally come here and do it again if you're going to be harmed and actually die. Because, hello, you're not exactly going to reincarnate or come back, right? So what you do, what are you doing is, it's a dream. It's a Maya. That's why they call it the Maya, the Matrix, whatever you want to say. It's a dream. You're actually source dreaming. You're streaming on this all. Everyone's like playing a role, and there we are. But the whole thing, you're creating it. There's many timelines. So, I've gone through that in many. We can do that at the end of it. So, okay, let me do it at the end of the video. Thank you. Hi. Thank you. Nice to see you all. We'll do it at the end, okay? But I just want to make some things clear because there are so many. And when I woke up, I resonated with everything. The demonic, I was into that big time because, I hadn't fought your own demons and your own darkness. Those that when you first wake up, you go through your lower realms, you fight your demons, darkness, realms of whatever, and you get your wings. Looks in the astral, depending on whatever you're following, whatever your belief, it's belief systems, because you'll see everything's different. That's what people don't realize. You're literally creating it all. And as you do more of this, you'll realize you absolutely are. Because the minute you clear and release something, you realize that completely, like anything, people, trauma, disappears. Doesn't affect you anymore. It's gone from your consciousness. Your consciousness, because you are source, like the most powerful thing, and whatever you want, because it's only a dream, you'll get it. It's a lesson. It's to show you, well, okay, if you want to wipe yourself out and believe you're going to be deluged or annihilated or whatever, you will go through it. So what people have really got to cognize, the most fundamental thing is everything. I was going to do something. Maybe I should explain it this way then. Everything is basically a mirror. So this is a play, as most people know, depending on your stage, right? Let's just go to the average. You're a soul. You plan this life, whatever you want to experience, lessons, karma. This is especially now, it's karma, right? We're all here because we share we had frequencies. Most of us were, in the warring. This is why there was so much war on the planet, because it was in us. You wouldn't be here otherwise. War, death, and destruction, fighting. This is planet Earth. Welcome to the lower. We all obviously dropped. So that means we share a collective consciousness of fighting, divisions, duality, as we know. And then we've all obviously here, we experience Atlantis or some other nonsense, destruction, comet, this, that, drowning, whatever, right? In this whole Maya we've been playing for thousands. This is going on way past Atlantis times. We're going now back to way before. Higher consciousness than they had. So people looking to the ancestors, we're going way above our ancestors. Most people are already above what their ancestors were. You know what I mean? The levels of consciousness or abilities, we're going to go way past that. Hi. Yes. Well, it's only your attention. I'll get there. It's not only your attention, it's your belief. The frequency and vibration, because whatever you're holding in your consciousness, as you know now, you're holding so many. And as you're rising up, you'll see it. This is what they say. You're purging and healing, right? All of a sudden you start crying, you're getting triggered. This is it. When you start off, as the light comes in, it pushes. It'll start with the densest energy, obviously, first. So your root chakra. That's the real demonic, scary, dark, this, that. The most dense, fear-based shit. The lower chakras. That starts popping up. You got to face your fears. Oh my gosh, this and that. Because you source. It's going to be like, do you really want to? Because you literally are the creator. The creator of all. That's how powerful you are. You just forgotten. You are immensely powerful. Source, we all. That's why that photonic experiment, when you take the one photon and you do something to it, doesn't matter how far this other one feels it, right? We all source. Everything is source, right? You are creating this dream, this stage. Literally, what you think is the world, everything in it, right? You can shift. This is your little play. So, everything in your play, in your experience, in your life, whether it doesn't matter, all your lessons, everything, every person you come across is a reflection. So somewhere in them you have a frequency match. Whether it's that's how diverse it is. You don't realize how many you're holding in you. And as you start doing this clearing and healing and clearing and healing, oh boy. But then you get to realize, oh yeah, okay, sure. And then why is that person in my existence? Ooh, I don't think I want to resonate with that. Let me see what I'm sharing with that person that they're hanging around me. Why are they hanging around me? Because I've got a matching frequency to them. And it's not a nice reflection, so let me find out what the heck I'm, on there. No. No, I haven't. You channel. This is source. You source. All this information, you just got to sit and meditate. Streams through you. You can literally download, like a computer, you can download information from the ether. Literally, pull down whatever you want, any information. If you want something so much from source, you want an answer, you want to know something, you want to do something, you sit there and you really want it. It really means everything to you. You sit there and it'll be given to you. That's why you asked the night before. Anyway, let's get back to this thing. How this game works. Let's try and do this. I told everyone I'll explain what the matrix is because people understand the Maya, the matrix, right? So let's just say, because I don't know who's going to be hearing this and when. So people are talking about the matrix, escaping the matrix, whatever you buy into, that's what you got to listen to. If you're drawn to something, you got to listen to, because there's lots of different stories out there at the moment. Wow, there's so many different factions and different beings on this planet. So they've all got different experiences and they're going to resonate. So everyone is sharing, and people are drawn to this camp and they believe in this computer thing. This one's drawn to that camp. So it depends on what you've taken in from the Maya. We call the Maya is external. Anything, story, belief you've taken on from any person, from social media, from Joe Soap, from the news, from any shit, that is the Maya. Anything that does not come through from your knowing, your instinct, your inner voice, from you, is the Maya. That's it. So all the shit you've taken on for thousands of years, everybody's belief and fears and the Bible stories and this, and your mother told you, and money doesn't grow on trees, and your teacher's shit, this is it. Programming crap. We've been programmed. Every television thing you've ever listened to, picture, book you've ever watched, movie is gone in. Okay, it's gone in. You've got so much shit in there. and if it affected you, especially something that affected you, anything that frightened you, upset you, caused you to shock, grief, trauma, that is sitting there, that energy, because it's supposed to flow through us. We didn't understand. So now we're waking up and we realize everything we've ever known, lived, done is backwards. Right. So the matrix, the Maya, people don't understand how to play the game, and this is why they get frightened or upset. Basically, you are source. You've never left. You're not here. You were never born. This is the knowledge, right? You are pure source, the creator. That's it. Having a dream. You are never ever born. There's no solid. Nothing's matter. Science will tell you. You were never born. You never died. You've never been born. What I was shown, which is interesting, you'll actually see it inside you. Even the earth. Sometimes you get to the point where you see the world, the guy inside you. So the universe and everything is actually inside you and all around you. It's as I'm saying, because it is held in your consciousness as the creator. So you are source having a dream. Source dreams. Boop. Now to separate, to play this game, source makes a soul. Boink. A fractal. We're all fractals. So this is my soul. Then from the soul aspect that's when you start. So then you have all these lives, right? And this is how you stream. So even if you see that, depends where you are, you get to a certain level where you'll see yourself looking at all these lives, right? But then exactly, who's looking at you? You are watching you looking at all these different past lives and choosing past, present, future, because they're all going on now. So here's source, that's you. making it all soul. Okay, and I've got all these lives, and now you're going to drop in. This is past, present, future, tick, 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 and you can literally go between them. What you are doing now is your consciousness is focused. If you're choosing to as well. You can pull your focus back to a higher level, but at the moment your focus is here. I'm playing honor, and my focus is here. So if I'm putting all my focus and my attention and I'm doing that, I'm only going to perceive what this can perceive. You see? So people don't understand how to play their game as well. And they don't realize they've got all, and you're playing this in this game. When we dream, we create ourselves. You can create what you want. Guides, angels, whatever you want. And whatever you're choosing to now, whatever you're working on, focusing on, your theme is in this life. So those guides and those things will be in your experience until you decide you don't need them or something else. That's it. You're creating it all. And that's why they say, look at Joe Dispenza, your program, whichever clear in things, your program, your beliefs is affecting everything. Your health, everything. Your limitations, what you believe, your fears, everything. So this is like super, super important people to understand that. Is that you're creating it all. You are manifesting, you're drawing it to you. Like they say, energy and consciousness. Those are the two fundamental factors. You are pure source streaming. So like, you're a stream of consciousness, like a holographic projection, right? You're actually not, in your brain, let's say, this is how the game's designed. This brain inside here, in the Maya, is designed as a receptor. As it was shown, it was interesting. I had a vision. I forgot about it, actually. I came across it the other day. You know, you see so many things you completely forget. But luckily, I make so many videos of things when it's interesting, and I've got them on, you know, that I don't even bloody remember. So what I saw was, this is like, say your brain is like this. This is what it showed to me. See this crystal? This rock. See, it's got tiny little bits. You look closely. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. No, not really. It's made up of lots of little crystals. Now, that's what your brain is pretty much. It's electronic. Your brain is a receiver. Your brain is the one that interprets the energy and frequency vibration. All it is like, it's actually electrical. It's actually crystal. In the dimensional stage, it's nothing solid. So in the dimensional stage, you'll see it like this. Looks like lots of, almost like crystals. It's like a receptor. Now, this is how the Maya works. So it can interpret energy, frequency, and vibrations. You do it. You think everyone sees the same as you. Colors, trees, matter. You are creating so-called matter. So you decide in these senses what, you know, okay, it's a tree, that's a this, and we basically started doing all this nonsense. So you start changing your frequency and vibration. People think, oh my gosh, this can happen to me, that can happen to me. Nope. Nothing can be in your experience if you're not a frequency and vibrational match. So that means, first of all, you've got to get rid of that belief, underlying beliefs, because you can say, oh, no, I don't believe in that. But if you really do, so you've got to do the real clear, the healing and clearing, that there's no resonance, frequency, vibration, belief, nonsense, you know, and it will be not in your experience. It'll be gone. It's dense, all these dense, dark, they're all fear-based beliefs, mainly. We've got to clear them. And this is because playing in the Maya, in these dreams, live nonsense, right? You've played many beings and you've been asleep for hundreds of, or actually, thousands of years. Like, I think this is about 26,000 years or something like that. Since we were at this level of consciousness, we're waking up again. It's like, you know, we're going to the highest level of consciousness they've seen on the planet. We're going to. This planet has not seen this level of consciousness. We're going back to ourself, to source, to our real power, knowing who we are. There is no intermediate. We are source. That's it. And that knowing is going limitless, because you are. So there's source energy. Everything is source, right? So now you're streaming this, but everybody else is also source energy playing, you know. That's what I'm saying, is we're all connected. That's why they say we're all connected, because everything is source. Nothing else exists besides source. Now, as it's a projection or holographic thing, every fractal is the same. So all our energy, even the elements, we're made from the same things. You are made of the same elements. Air, sky, earth, water. All these things, right? Everything is source. So if you come in line with yourself, you'll see or resonate with more. You'll resonate in harmony with everything, all things, the water, the air, because all is the same energy, different frequencies playing. It's because it's obviously playing different parts, right? The air, water, person, bug, human, tree, animal, whatever. But all is source created, all shares the same. So that's how we can communicate. So depending on the level of consciousness or your belief, where you're focusing from, is what you'll be able to communicate with. And if your belief is, I am this, and that I'm a person and a body, this is my body, then that's pretty low and dense. You see? So that means everything's separate to me. I can't move. You're limiting yourself, as I explained in my other videos uploaded to YouTube. Then you're only also going to be able to see things and perceive things from a human filter perspective. Your filter is also distorted, as we know, by your beliefs, by your programming, which is everything you've taken on in this life and in many others. Grandmothers, children, TV, social media, friends, teachers, and it's full of shit. It's all projected. So what we didn't realize is that now you know everybody's source, and in your experience they are reflecting to you a mirror, like they're playing Hansel and Gretel. Think of them as breadcrumbs. You've put them in your experience to show you, ooh. Now, if you know how to play in the Maya or the Matrix, if you want to know how to navigate the Matrix, this is being in the Maya. If you know fundamentally, I am creating it all. They are playing a role for me. They can have something in it too. So when someone triggers me, my friend's family upsets me, they're doing me a favor. They keep at it. Because they're trying to show me, oh, maybe you need to get over that belief, that negativity, that release your anger, whatever it is. So if you see everybody that you meet and interact with as a mirror, then you're like, oh, interesting. That's strange. And try and see, even on the bus, wherever you are, try and see what reflection, whatever that person is, you could be in frequency, resonance with, share. You know what I mean? It could be the highest aspect of you, the most successful aspect of you, that person's thing. That person's showing you like, wow, the lowest timeline, the lowest version of you. There you are. Like if you had chosen the lowest timeline, really, you know, down and out, a victim, you're playing victim mentality. Oh, here you are, you know what I mean? That's what I say. It's like messages. It's like puzzles. They're there for clues, they're there to show you, they're there to heal, to trigger you, vice versa, especially those closer to you. You see, because you know that. You chose to, they're playing a role. That's it, as simple as that. So what people don't realize, people say, oh, we can manifest, we can do this, we're creating. Yes, well, you're doing the same on the outside. And this is why there are many timelines, right? And if you don't heal, you are not a victim of anything. Because then you can't believe in the law of attraction, or I'm this, or I'm that, or anything. And then, first of all, no one else is. No one else is. We got to try and help them and show them. It's us interfering as well, because then we're saying, well, no, we don't trust their higher self, or we don't trust source to give them good guidance. My guidance is better. You know what I mean? It's choices. They have a lesson to learn. So their higher self, or their source, because they are source, that they are playing a different role. It would be boring if we're all playing the same thing, right? So they have different experiences. So source is choosing, they're playing a different game, choosing to experience something different, have different lessons to you. So never judge. Never compare yourself to any other fractal out there. Because they're all playing their own healing, their own role, their own reflection, their own whatever. That's like a giant game we're all playing in. We're all source, on the other side, we're all working together. This plan is all, so I'm saying no one must worry, because source is guiding every human on the planet. Every human is playing a role. The bigger picture, their higher selves are going to guide us towards, depending on our choices too, as a collective. So this is why at the moment, everybody is sharing, talk. You see this push to be authentic? Depending on what you're consuming as well. You see, if your mind is too in the Maya, if you focus so much on the outside of the news, that's everything you are listening to outside is projection. You see, everybody is their perception and their projection. They are sharing. So my beliefs, this one's that, and this is why the news, the media, everyone's got their own view, their perception. And their perception is only as good as their beliefs, their consciousness level, their biases and their filters. So the more work you've done and the more healing and clearing and the less filter and bias you have, the clearer channel you can be, you see. So when you first wake up, you have a lot of fear and shit. So you will resonate and be drawn to all of that doom. But as you go up and you realize, nah, because when you start doing your work too, you want to do your healing and clearing. You want to manifest. You want like manifest this, that, happiness, this, love. And you know what you are, vibrate, frequency, you attract. So this is the same on the outside world. If I'm a resonant frequency, because I haven't said, there's all kinds of things. People are resonating to these doom, gloom, disasters for many reasons. Fear of death, fear of dying, maybe they've been murdered, died in the plague, so fear of death, disease, illness, destruction, fear of being drowned and wiped out because they've experienced in another Maya, what is it called? Comet. That was Atlantis, they wiped themselves out. Many things like that, right? So if you haven't woken up since then and cleared that, released that, because you're putting that projection. If you expect something negative, first of all, you're projecting that dark energy on Gaia. Oh, Gaia, you're going to get wiped out. Oh, yeah. Think about that logically. Why would you purposely manifest your own death and destruction and also project that on poor Gaia? You see? So people are projecting their fears and their delusion, their paranoia onto Gaia. Oh, we're going to die. Oh, this is going to wipe us out. Oh, tsunami. Oh, it's going to, you know, depending on how much darkness and how much clearing and filters they haven't figured out and worked through. That's all. I was one of them. Big time. So all that resonated with me. Oh my gosh, you know. But even Gaia, none of us, the planet doesn't have to. There's many timelines and versions of Earth. Some have this is a very smooth process. No massive wipeouts, no big destructions, no big tsunami, no big cataclysms, nothing. A smooth transition. Literally. Then there are versions of Earth that do destroy themselves. There are all kinds of versions because depending on which one you are going to be resonating with. So this is the most fundamental thing that I want to get through to people is that understand, even if enough people on this planet decide they're focusing on some, you know, whatever they're all buying because they haven't done their shadow work. So they're buying into, oh, there's going to be a tsunami, oh, there's going to be this, there's the end of they're always looking for some shit, right? That's what I'm saying. They don't realize it's your consciousness. Nothing can be in your experience if it is not in your consciousness. It cannot be. Energies and frequency and vibration cannot. You cannot share. That's it. It's impossible. It's science. It's physics. So why the hell, if you realize, I'm resonating with, like, there's going to be this cataclysmic thing that's going to happen, and oh shit, I better do some, you know, and I don't, consciously, you have a choice. This is why we all put you. Because enough of us are going to choose timelines. We're splitting off, and we are doing that. So, you are choosing which timeline you're on. Why would you consciously choose to be on oh no, okay, I believe we're going to be wiped out by a comet. Oh yeah, I believe we're going to, why the freaking hell would you want to do that? You see, it's just, that's it. Then you're like, oh no, I don't. Do you actually want that? Most people don't. That's what I'm saying. They don't realize they have a choice. Then don't choose it. No, I don't want to, thank you. I decide this is not what I want to choose for me or Gaia or anything or anybody else. Nobody wants that. Why would you manifest that that's bizarre. That's really distorted. That's what I'm saying. People have distortions. These are distortions in your consciousness. Literally. So, because you're only a stream of consciousness. So these are distortions and other, you know, darkness and buggers and things you've got to sort out as source. You're going to do some work there and clean out all these darkness and distortions and fear and all that nonsense. Clean your closet out, really. So people are really, really doing this and not realizing you absolutely have a choice. And if you realize, no, that's not just going to happen. You're not a victim here. You're source. You're creating this. You're choosing. We're in the new epoch. You choose the timeline. So if you don't want to choose to be wiped out and destroyed, do not listen to it. Do not feed into it. But you're going to be drawn to it until you do that healing and clearing. You see, because it's in you, that frequency. So of course you're going to be, oh, but understand what you're doing. The more you fear it and pay attention to it and listen and focus and think about it, the more you are putting energy into it, the more timeline you are solidifying that timeline. Then you're like, holy shit, now I don't want to die like that. No, why, exactly. Why would you want to do that again? You've done it once before, otherwise it wouldn't be coming up in your experience. Nothing will come into your experience if it's not for your highest good. So it's a lesson to say, listen, do you really want to die like that again? Or would you want to play this, let's go and get wiped out again? Or would you want to play heaven on earth? Or would you want to play, I don't know, maybe a nice planet, peace, love? You freaking choose it. This is what baffles me. And I was doing it the other night. So this is why a lot of things I woke up to. I sat here the one night, we had a big storm, a big CME coming in. And we had a heck of a storm. Yeah. No, because that's what I'm saying. You're only at consciousness. You wake up and you think, oh, fuck, I fucked up again. Why did I do that? Oh, shit. And you're going to have to come back. And you will come back to a planet again. You cannot, this is what people don't understand. Oh, 5D, heaven on earth, we're going to 5D, we get, right. Yes, we're going up. We absolutely are. So, does 5D, and some of you have been shown it for a reason. So you can see, oh no, I'm not, that doesn't balance here. Do you see, is there a match here? No, right. How can you go to 5D or carnate again at 5D if you're not a frequency match to it? Is anything here a frequency? No, right. So you need to clear yourself, you, to be a frequency match to that. Is there fighting? Is there destruction? Is there bad this and division? Is there death and destruction? And no, all right. So get rid of it. Where is that? Not out there, in you. Nobody else's energy has got anything to do with you. They choose their timeline. You cannot choose with someone else. Get yours. You choose your timeline. What energy, frequency, and vibration? If you want to go to 5D and heaven on earth, you have to be a frequency match to it. Heaven on earth doesn't have any delusions and comets hitting it and all this other nasty shit. No. Not. And you should have learned that lesson. You've got to leave those wars and death and destruction and fear and all that shit behind here if you want to move up. Because the timelines are starting to diverge, right? If you want to be on that higher timeline, get your ducks in a row. It's your energy, your consciousness. That is it. Yeah. That's it. It's as simple as that. So I sat here, here's this, with this big, these X-fairs that we had come in, and it was, I can't remember, somewhere in January, wasn't it the beginning of January, who knows, somewhere in this month, I think. And we had some, I think it was just before those storms hit California. Same thing, well. Anyway, we had this, the currents. So now, of course, on England, if you watch the Gulf Stream, cuts across the middle of Ireland almost, and it comes straight across basically the part of England where I live in, like, shoo. So, I mean, we had such, of course, I'm feeling sensitive to energies, when they're coming in. We had these solar storms. Ooh, boy, strong winds, hell. And I was like, I didn't sleep for about 2 nights, I remember. That, I mean, my bed is basically under a skylight. So I was lying here thinking, oh, shit, the last thing you want is this glass breaking, and you're underneath it. And the rain or hail pouring in on you. And literally, you were thinking the roof was going to get ripped off. I spent the whole night awake in fear. Why? Because I had, same thing, not learned from other past experiences, Mayas, that we've lived on this planet because we chose to play. Then we've been asleep a long thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So we were here for the last wipeout. We manifested. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go there again. Right. And then I woke up in the morning. I was like so relieved that the wind had stopped and it was like sun was up. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. I lay the whole night awake planning what I'm going to do. And I need an emergency blanket. And I mean, it was horrendous. I was so stressed. That program kicked in. And I was on, survival mode the whole night. So I wake up in the morning and I decided to meditate. And then I was slightly reminded, that Because you know you're creating your own reality and you're manifesting and you can clear. Right? So I'm thinking, oh shit, do I want to manifest this? No, 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 no. That's when I realized, do I actually want to manifest this? And I was like, no, 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 I don't want to do that. What the fuck am I doing? That's when I realized, what the hell am I doing? I'm drawing this to me. If I'm in resonance frequency with that, guess what? That storm's going to come right over my house. And I'll be like, bonk. No, let it go past let it go past there or wherever else, got the energy. So understand, the more of you doing this, you're drawing it to your house, your neighborhood, your country. Because energy, the universe works on energy. So the more of you are holding fear, darkness, energy, guess what? So the elements or everything source is going to respond to that energy. So do you want to draw that to you? No. Do you want to see your house being washed away? No, 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 no. So then get it out. Let it go. Release all fear. So I decided in that morning, I'm so glad it was shown to me, and I haven't had any shit ever since. And the weather's actually been fantastic. And I'm like, oh, now I am not choosing that timeline. So I decided I'm clearing all frequencies, vibrations, beliefs, resonance, anything to do with death, destruction, disaster. Like, comets, this, that, tsunamis, bad earth, any bloody crap like that. No, I don't want that. Definitely don't want to be in resonance with that. Because if I'm in resonance with that, guess what? That means anything like that happens, I'm going to experience it. No, shit, no. So now I sleep fine. You know what I mean? Because I'm choosing a timeline on the earth that does not happen. I do not want to put it on Gaia. Gaia does not deserve that. And you should know that if you're doing this work, you also realize if you want to see someone healed, like you're sending healing, you don't see them all sick and you keep seeing them, that person's, problem, that person's never going to get better. If we project that on that person's well aware. You're sending their energy. You are sending a vision or holding his vision of that person in staying in a horrible situation. You're actually projecting it on them. You actually help, it's not funny. What you send out comes back to you. Remember, what you send out comes back to you. So this applies as well with these things. Now, what happens with these people resonating with these things is that they haven't done. It takes a lot of inner work, lots of meditation every day and at it, lots of self-work, lots of self-reflection, understanding I'm a mirror. I create frickin' everything. Nothing can be in my experience if it's not in my consciousness. So then I look, oh shit, have I got a belief? Am I in resonant frequency with that? Oh yeah, okay. Any shit, any fear, any person, any interaction, any negative interaction shows you, oh shit. Am I holding conflict? Am I holding this? It cannot happen to you if you're not in frequency with it, people. Those people won't even be. They'll just walk around you. You won't bump into them. You see, you won't get sick as well. If you believe you can get sick, you'll get sick. If you believe you can't, you can't. It's a belief, but I mean a real belief. It's not like, yeah, okay. It's not repeating. It doesn't mean parroting. It means absolutely solidifying. You do that meditation and you clear it from everything, from the cellular structure, from the DNA, from your energy field, chakras, Akash, Gaia's earth grid. Please don't dump all your shit on Gaia. When you do your clearing, clear it from Gaia as well. Don't use Gaia as a trash bin for all your dense energy. She must transmute. She's having a hard enough time on her own. Exactly. And don't project all your darkness onto Gaia. Oh, Gaia's going to get wiped out. Oh, we're going to have an earthquake. Oh, the tsunami, a mega volcano, this, whatever. Understand, when we came to play Earth, many beings from many levels came down here because you had to drop in consciousness to come down here. So you had to be in resonance with this shit to drop in here in the first place. So you had made lots of, you dropped to get here. But you had, before you dropped in here, your last maybe life was, say, on this planet, that planet. So many beings from many planets and many whatever, new souls, decided to play Earth. There's factions, so you'll find groups. That's why you got soul groups resonating. They've got to work out. Okay, we had let's say the Lyrian battles, right? They need to sort their shit out, or they want to carry on looking and blaming other beings. They don't realize They are not going to experience war or conflict if it's not in your consciousness. You're not going to experience death and destruction if it's not in your consciousness. You're not going to experience illness, disease, isn't it? As Dr. Joe shows you can say if you don't believe it, if you don't attain it. Nope, we don't do that shit. If it's not in your consciousness. You're not going to experience people like victim. If you want to play victim, you're going to attract perpetrators into your life. If you haven't done your healing and clearing, if you have sexual traumas or abuse, there we are. You're going to attract more. Everybody knows this. A lesson will keep repeating until you learn it. So these lessons are also repeating on the collective for people to see as your soul group. Do we want to carry on playing wars and fighting and galactic battles? No, we didn't get that one all right. That's a thing from the past that you haven't cleared. Do you want to be wiped off the planet? No, maybe not. Does Gaia deserve that shit? No. Right. So don't project. That's everybody is. Everyone is projecting. Everything is a projection, actually. And their perception, their consciousness. We just didn't understand that. So when we were out there, this is the 3D perception. When you're listening to news and media, understand it's a vomit box. It's a projection box. They are projecting their fear and it's going to happen. And this is what's going to happen on the planet. And people are buying it. Oh my God, they're going to do this. Oh my gosh. This is what I'm saying. This is not the old days where someone stood up. We are going to do this. This is the world we are going to manifest. And you're just going to be towing along. That's delusional. That's the old epoch where someone stood up there and told you what they were going to do. And this is going to happen. If you decide, oh my gosh, okay, well, they can just do that. If you want to play victim and forget that you are manifesting and you're a source and take on their projection, because this is the world they want to create. You don't have to go along with it. It doesn't have to be your reality, your world, whatsoever. So all of this is being put out there for humanity to choose and those to realize, do you want to play victim again? Do you want to go up? Do you realize your source? So whoever Joseph can stand up there and say, oh, I'm going to create a robotic world. I'm happy for you. That's your reality, your perception. It's a valid thing, and off you go and create it. But it's not in my frequency resonance. I don't even vibrate. Okay, no, thank you. Right, next. Oh, we're going to do that and that. Lemuria. Oh, yeah, that sounds nice. Okay, that one I can see. You see? That one resonates with me. That one okay, right. That's the vision and world I'm going to move on to. I'm going to create. I'm going to see. I'm going to put my energy, my focus on. I resonate with that. That's it. But people are forgetting this. Someone stands up on the news. Oh, they're going to do this and that. Well, then you're very much in the old consciousness and old way of being. That's how they controlled the world a long time ago. Because people just, oh, yeah, okay, we haven't got a choice. We just have to go along. No, just ignore it. And nothing would ever happen. Okay, well, that's interesting perspective you have there and a vision. That's nice. You have to honor them too. They're all source. You can create, and everyone's perception and belief. It's a valid choice. It might not be your choice, but it's theirs. Some people might enjoy being a half robotic AI, this transhuman thing. Some people absolutely, it's an experience, their source. Remember, you're only consciousness dreaming. If they want to do it, don't stand in their way. Because remember, what you deny one, you deny yourself because you're source. Then you are saying, you can't have it, I can't. You actually then removing choice from yourself as well. Be very careful of that understanding. Do unto others what you deny them, you deny them. Everybody, all these ideas are being put out here now in the new thing for humanity collective to choose. Which one do we want to create as a collective? Looks like most people at the moment are going for the Gaia Earth, the ones that are awakened anyway, are going for this being in love with all, all protection, loving all source. Gaia, Earth, animals, beings, this harmony, love, peace, unity more of a, But there are others that don't. And it's a valid, so there's more than one timeline, understand that is true. And we have seen it. We've seen other timelines. If enough people believe it, they will create it. So enough of them decide there's going to be some transhuman and nasty or galactic battle nonsense because they haven't sorted their shit out from last epoch, last planet. I mean, some people, if they're carrying the same shit. They came here to overcome their darkness. And if they still can't overcome their wars and fighting and division, and it doesn't matter what being and planet you're on, That's it. Then they're gonna, off they go. So these are timelines. They're valid, but understand it's everybody's projection and perception. I'm here as a filter to tell you, you are not a victim. You are absolutely free to choose. Only understand if you are fearing something or drawn to it or whatever, you have got a frequency vibration matched to it. That's it. You see? So look at it as a good thing. Everything that you're frightened of or you're doing, then you just understand, okay, oh shit, I better get rid of that. I don't think, let me just heal and clear that. Let's release that. Release and clear that energy. There we are. But you really got to do it. Release and clear it. That's it. And then it will go. And then that you'll find that it won't bother you. You won't resonate with it. You won't even think about it. It'll be gone. It's just gone. Clear it from, when I do it, I make sure and I visualize it. I clear it from every layer. Brain, mind, consciousness, which is not in your brain. Consciousness, source, there. Right back. All timelines, parallel realities, dimensions, you know. Clear it, right? Because as a soul aspect, when you drop into the Maya, this is what's in the dream space, all the energy you've picked up in the Maya, in the dream space, you are holding on to. So let's say, because once you're at source, you know this is a whole lot of bollocks, right? So as a soul, the one playing in the Maya, all these lives, you're playing this and that, that's the shit you got to clear it from. Clear it completely. All right. As you're going to find you back on this, you're not going to move up to a higher, if you're not a frequency match to, how can you move up to higher dimensions, or never mind a non-physical, if you just can't get, as you know, there's no duality there. There's none of this nonsense. People that communicate with other beings, let's say, they don't have this nonsense. Exactly. So you can kind of figure out, okay, so they don't have this, I can't get there if I've got the, yeah, all right. It's only within yourself. That's the only thing you've got to do the work on, is clear all your fears, even Dolores Cannon says, you got to let go, and I actually channeled this about a few months back. In order to move it, and now the dimensions are here. The dimension is right here. We're shifting this year. We've just done another timeline shift. We're going to start, and we're going to do another split. They're that close. So you cannot move up into a higher one if you have still got all that fear and shit. You've got to let it all go, because it's all an illusion. You are creating it all. Every single thing, people. That's important. Okay. Everything. So even those thoughts that harass you and those terrible thoughts, they will not go away, because they're only messengers. So at the moment, they're being aggravated to show you. This is January, those negative patterns, thought patterns, those fear ones. Oh, I've got to worry about, I'm probably going to fail. Oh, no, I'm going to fail. That thing, if that's bothering you, listen to it, because it's telling you, maybe you want to not think that anymore. Is it good for me to think I'm going to fail? Because I'm creating it. If I think and believe it, I will fail. No. All right. I'm going to pass. Let's go for that one. Better option. Okay. So that shitty voice that's getting in your ear now, fear of this, whatever that, or habits, it's showing you. You're going to be very aware of your crappy habits towards external life. Yeah, all that doomsday crap. Yeah, any of that shit. All of that. Anything. You see. Negative habits, maybe you're eating too much, you're drinking too much, you've got a habit of sitting in TV, whatever, personal habits, day habits, who knows? It's going to be brought up to your attention. I mean, and you're going to be aware of them. Yeah, I know I should maybe not do that. Okay, yes, all right. I'm busy with some. They don't stop straight away. And you'll be like, okay, yeah, I know, but then you'll be like, within 2 days again, you forgot, oh shit, and you've forgotten again. Especially patterns, habits, because it's habitual, the conscious mind and the body, it takes repetitive. You've got to stick at it, But I think about 2 weeks. And if you want to break something, like say stop a habit, you say, like me when I wanted to stop smoking, I do not smoke. And my kids thought I was mad. I do not smoke. I don't smoke anymore. But yeah, Mom, you're still smoking. I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke. And then 2 weeks later, boom, I stopped like that. Instantly. Not a problem. So if you understand The best way I can describe the Maya or the Matrix, people understand, is like these kids do. Here's the easiest way to describe what you want to call the Matrix, the Maya, is these gamers. You know, kids that play games, right? This is exactly the best analogy I can give. Playing human, or this is how the game works. You are the guy sitting with the controllers. You are the gamer. That is source. All right. Literally. This is an easy way for someone to understand how the Maya works. If you understand it, you will ace this life. I mean, you'll ace playing human, and you will not have problems now. You'll start flying up. I am the gamer with the controls, right? That's source. You are my avatar, you know, the guy that's running around and I'm controlling him. I am source, streaming this, and I'm playing my little guy. This is exactly what reality is like. Why do you think these things have come up in our consciousness? This is exactly what it's like. Source is steering, you are steering your little avatar. Here, the human, running around, right, do that, yes, no, okay, there we are. It's simple as that. Simple as that. That is how easy it is. So, here we are. You've got so much power, people don't realize. You've got all that thing to ask as well, the guidance, you've got help, you can call that in as well. Affirmations before you go to sleep, ask them. Works and gratitude's very important. Every single thing that you are given, the things that you know to manifest, say thank you. Acknowledge those manifestations, those gifts, those healing, the clearing, whatever you get, acknowledge it. Appreciate, be thankful. The more you are thankful, the more it will be given. Another one. Ask for help, anything and everything. Be specific as possible. And you'll get it. If you don't be specific, then, it's going to be like, oh, okay, well, what do you really want? Be specific about what do you want help with. See it. Lie in bed the night before you go to sleep. Visualize tomorrow. Or what do you want help with? If you want a peaceful day, if you want a quiet, if you want a great meditation, if you want, who knows? Be happy. Tomorrow I'm going to have such an amazing day. It's going to be so full. I'm going to see this. I'm going to whatever. It's going to be slow. I'm going to have a peaceful day at work. It's going to go so quickly. Or help me meditate. I'm going to have an absolute amazing meditation. I'm going to be so connected. See it, visualize it, and watch it. It happens. All this. Ask source for guidance. If you're struggling with something, whatever it is you're struggling with to understand, to manifest, ask them to please show you tomorrow very clearly, what is it I'm not getting? What lesson are you trying to show me? What is it I need to heal and clear? Please show me very clearly in my meditation tomorrow what it is that no longer serves me, that I can release. It's not for my highest and greatest good. What is it that's holding me back, limiting me? Please remove all my delusions, illusions, and distortions. Good one. At this time, very important, ask source to please remove all distortions. Show you where you are distorting the truth. Illusions, where you have illusions and Maya. Ask them, and you sit there and you don't give up. Just know it. Know it, because it's you. You are testing you. Just sit there in your meditation for 3 days. Source, I release all delusions. I release all delusions, illusions, and distortions I have. I release you. Say your affirmations. You sit there and you know it. And don't ever doubt you're not going to get it, because once, like me, you've done it enough, you know you get it. And watch, you'll start seeing, you'll start seeing things differently. Anywhere where you've putting out projections. A good bit of advice, ignore the shit out there. We call the Maya, the TV, the news, whatever Joe Soap's saying. They're going to do this, they're going to do that, because you're creating your own bloody reality. They won't affect you. It doesn't matter what they do. It's irrelevant what any government, anybody wants to do. Absolutely freaking irrelevant, actually. Because you're choosing the timeline and the reality you want. Literally, if everyone is unplugged, the problem would be gone. If nobody even put their television on, you would have no problems. This whole thing would be over already, and we'd be sitting on heaven and earth. Because people haven't figured out this is a projection, vomit, projectile box. They're projecting their Maya onto you, And so you will say, oh my gosh, okay. And you will just march along and do it for them. This is all that's happened. This is what's happened for thousands of years. Stop listening to it. Stop believing it. Stop fearing it. You are giving them power. You're saying, okay, you can do it to me. I'll just have to. What can I do? I'm no one. Then Source will keep you as nobody. No, I'm Source. I create my own reality. Joe Soap, Dingbat so-and-so, the King of Spain, it's irrelevant what he wants. It's his shit. It's his manifestation. He's not going to get very far if nobody joins him, will he? There'll be one guy. He'll have his own reality, but and he can create his own little one-man vision and island. It will not affect you one diddly squat bit. You are creators. You have the power to create. You are creating your reality. When you wake up from this Maya, you'll be laughing. Oh, wow, the whole thing was, okay. You are the guy with the controllers. Your little man running around there. That's exactly. You're the gamer. That's it. This is exactly what the Maya and the Matrix is. That's the best way to analogize it. You are the guy with the controls at Source. Steering your little man through the field, playing there. That's it, man. You got the power. Take it back. Just start doing your clearing. So if you literally, that's it. If you literally pull your attention back, because what you're also doing is you are weakening your energy, your manifestations. When you're splitting your focus and attention to that, and then, you sort of one toe in this and the New World Order, and I've got one toe in this little theory, and one toe in the news, and one toe here. Your energy is fractured all over the show. All over the show. Because you've got your energy here and there and there and there. What are you going to create? All kinds of shit. You're creating like a soup, a cocktail, a fruit cocktail. There we are. Because you've got a bit of this and a bit of that. What do you want to create? If you concentrate, take all your energy back. Another thing you can do in meditation, sit there and pull all your energy back, because it is now splintered. You've now given it there, and it's there, and the news, and that TV, and that piece of shit, and that fear thing, and oh my gosh, and what about this? Let it go. Sit there, pull all that energy back. You've splintered, you've fractured your energy, all those fractals of energy you've now drained. Is all over the show. Claim all your energy back. Sit there and visually you'll feel it pulling back. Pull all your energy back that you've given away to the Maya, to the news, to that person, to Klaus Schwab, whoever you're worrying about, whatever nonsense you want. Whoever cares? This one and that one. Ooh. Shh. To this story, worrying about this nonsense. If you say they can do it to you, it will affect you. Many people are not one bit affected, even if they're 95. They're perfectly fine. See, whatever you believe will affect you, harm you, will harm and affect you. End of story. So stop, because you are weakening your energy. Your manifestations are fractured. You're not going to manifest much because you don't have the energy or power, because it's in there, and I've got a bit of belief here, you think everybody's creating. That's why, because you think this is the old world. It's going to happen. I'm just trying to choose which one is going to. You don't have to pick it. You are creating it. They don't dictate your reality in life. You do. So stop listening to all that. It's a psyop. There's a massive psyop out there. It's a psyop to get you they're all trying to get your consciousness and you to herd you like horses, cattle, into that direction, to manifest for them, because they know they've got no freaking power. But if the majority think, oh my gosh, okay, we've got to choose now between this world order and that one, we just puppets. No, you're not. None of it. That's what they're trying to show you. It's like, yeah, okay, do you want to play silly again? No, we're over that one. Thanks, but off you go. I don't give them any attention because they're not creating anything. You're creating it. They won't even affect you. You can be unaffected by everything out there. So pull all that energy back, which I'm sure most people have given a shitload away in the last 2 years to all these stories and fears and everyone's version and maybe that and maybe this. And I was all over the bloody thing. Every rabbit hole and Maya and conspiracy. Oh shit. I had lots of clearing to do. So sit there and pull all that energy back. clear all belief stories that you've taken on from the news, from media, from television, from teachers, from everybody. Claim all your energy back. Believe me, it's a lot of energy you've given away. So take your energy back that you have given to it's everybody else's belief, right? Anything that did not come from your higher self, from you or source, was not yours. It's from the Maya. So count the outside world. Anything is the Maya. This is me. That is their shit. Now start sifting it out. Right, bye-bye. Claim my energy back, all of it back. From all timelines, television, mothers, parents, teachers, pull it back. Start seeing all your energy coming back to you. Cleanse and clear it, right. I'm releasing all stories, beliefs, programs I took on from the external and the Maya that wasn't mine. That's not from my eyes. No. I'm releasing all that shit. Look at it as garbage. Open your thing and drop it. I mean, it's a shitload. Drop it all, people. Flush all that shit out your system now. Cleanse and clear my field. Reset. What do I want? Right. Think about it. Simple as that. Right. I would like that. And focus. I'm happy. I've got food. And your life. And trust. Because that's source. The biggest problem most people have got is they fear God. Because this was programmed into you to fear yourself. You are frightened of yourself. You're going to be punished. And if I did something wrong, I'm going to. We are frightened if we make something. That's what I'm saying. You're convinced that you are going to judge you. You know, why would you judge you? There's no delusion, there's no judgment up there. Everyone knows that. There's no duality nonsense. Absolutely unconditional love. Absolutely unconditional. You have been taught to judge and blame and feel ashamed. All this nonsense is human programming. None of that happens up there. But that's a lot of work you've got to start doing. So drop all the shit. Ignore everything on the outside. Absolutely everyone's Maya and projections. Because it's not your problem. You have to choose now. This is a sifting and sorting, like the Bible says, right? That's happening. You choose now which timeline you want to be on. Joseph, this one, and they're all good valid choices. Don't judge them. They can do what they want. But it's not your choice. Not your problem. Some people are choosing the Bible version. I can't think that would be a good way to go. There's many versions people believe that because they believe it. They haven't learned, and that's their valid choice. They want to experience it. Remember, you don't really die. So if you want to believe in whatever ending, it's your problem. But it's not yours. That's one thing you've got to understand. It's not yours. You absolutely are here to choose yours right now. This is where the timelines are splitting and you're creating a reality. Do I want to go with the death and destruction and the end of the world? Maybe not. All right. Do I want to choose this world? You don't have to fear any of it. You're only fearing it if you're a resonant match to something. Whatever you fear is because you have it in your consciousness and you haven't done enough work on the healing and clearing. And you haven't figured out this is a Maya, everything's a reflection, and if it's only there. Because you've put these things in to show you. Okay, oh shit, I've got to clear that. They're breadcrumbs. Anything that resonates, that triggers you, that upsets you, that frightens you, that you feel whatever, is a thing you've got to, you see. Pure, clean it all. Because source, the pure vessel, is pure. None of this shit. These distortions and all these Mayas and fears and crap we took on, and when we dropped to play humans, we dropped into the Maya. And we've taken on all of these. I mean, we're talking about thousands and thousands of years, people. We got a lot of cleaning to do. But there's another timeline going off. We're going to split again. You see, we're busy now navigating a dimensional shift. There we are. So literally my advice is ignore all of it out there. Because if they want to believe that someone in this government and that one can do this and that's their problem. That's their lessons to learn. It's not yours. And they're free and you don't judge them because they're source. Remember, they're going to wake up and they're like, oh, okay, oh, I didn't realize. You're creating it. You have the power. You're creating it all. Your consciousness is creating it all. If you don't like what's in your experience here or the outside's just the Maya, you means you're on frequency and resonant match to things on this planet, to the collective, or you wouldn't be on this planet. So Are you in match to death and destruction? Yeah, we wouldn't have been here, so we had all these wars. Yeah, all right. And they're not any human. They came with us into this planet. We dropped here because we had this shit from many other wars and other planets. So yes, we haven't learnt our lessons. Okay, we got rid of that one. Do you want another comet wipeout, or did you learn from the last one? No, maybe I think Atlantis was enough. Let's not do that one again. Do you see? There we are. Simple. You're literally creating it. And there are going to be other timelines because other beings are going to choose, and it's valid. There are many timelines. So let them go off. They can create the Bible version. They can create as I say, there are versions of Earth that really are. You don't want to be there. Ooh, shit, no. They don't end well, hey? But there are other ones. I've seen a past life, a future life. Say future life, because there's no future lives. We know that. There's many different, they're all now. You're just streaming different ones. You know, you can drop into them. So it depends on your point of focus, and then you'll be able to see more. And it depends on how much work you're doing yourself, right? So there's some I've seen that are freaking awesome. I mean, this planet cleans up. Oh, it is stunning. It's paradise, man. Beautiful. Wow. Wow, it is so amazing. So I know there's very nice out there. Wow, it's so wow. There's heaven on earth. This place is beautiful. It cleans up this planet amazingly because she is just in a cycle right now of a reset, of cleansing, like you are, and she's rising her into another higher dimension like us, right? Now look at yours. Is it like being? Oh my gosh, no. Maybe it's fairly smooth. You've done some hurt and fear and all that kind of shit you're getting. The guy's going to the same story, right? Yeah. No, but it's misunderstood. Remember the level of consciousness. That's all it is. Yeah, and also manipulation. There's manipulation too. When you get high enough up, you can actually understand it. It's actually metaphorically written. It's actually esoteric. Written by very high esoteric knowledge. Then you'll understand it. When you'll understand it, you can see what it is. So don't fear anything. Now you understand how the game works. The controller source and the gamer, and my little avatar is me here in the Maya. I'm playing on we're running around, we're playing human. Yeah, that's it. Nothing can be in your existence. Okay, you will just shift frequencies, dimensions. You won't experience any cataclysmic earth destruction story. You don't have to join them on that timeline. But do not judge other people that want to go and play drones. And there are people that are playing, they will play robotic stories and transhuman thing. That's a choice. It's fine. It's your source. That resonates with them. They're perfectly entitled to do that. Don't deny anybody their source. You can create anything. If their consciousness has sucked it up, that's it. They're welcome to do it. They're resonating with that, and if that's off they go. But we all are here to choose now, and understand you absolutely have a choice. Release and clear all of that. Take all your energy back. Now you've given to all these people and their stories and their projections and their fear, and it's a projection box. All of us are projecting only as messengers. We are mirrors to that person. So what's in your life? Look at it and you think, okay, no, why am I listening to that? Why does that bother me? Okay, shit, no. Why is that person in my life? Dear. No. All right. It's so much, we know it's a lot of work. And if you spend more time ignoring everybody's projections because they think, look, on a lower level of consciousness, and you've been doing this, and we're going to do that, and we can just do what we want. This is an old epoch. People believed that they could. And everyone will just go along, and because that's what everyone did. Oh no, we're victims. We can't, and we just the serfs. Because you didn't understand. We didn't understand we were creating our reality. We're manifesting it all. So of course we just went along. Oh well, what can we do? They are in charge, and they, we're just going to have to. No, just don't even put that box on. Just throw it in the bin, and put your focus and attention on before you know, poof. When you reincarnate or when we move timelines, you'll see that won't even happen. It won't play out. That's why a lot of people have seen many doom and gloom things. Why? And it hasn't played out. Why? Because you shifted timelines. It didn't even happen. No, this was going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, right. You see? And it's coming up is because it's in your consciousness. Anything that's coming, there's ideas or what you want to call thoughts, and are coming through. They're just messengers. Same with emotions and feelings. They pop up to say, okay, right, sadness. Oh, thank you. Why are you here? Oh, thank you. Let me see. What am I feeling? Oh, that's sadness. Oh, yeah. Okay, come up so I can. Thank you for showing me that I've got something there that I need to release. Oh, okay. Let me, thank you. Now you know, if it didn't come up, you wouldn't even realize it was there. It was a problem. You need to let it go. So those triggers, people that upset you, the things that make you cry, are only there as messengers say, hey, listen. Oh yeah, thank you. There we are. The amount of shit we've been carrying, especially, I mean, for myself, wow, truckloads of releasing. You can't even begin to imagine this shit. Wow, and I mean, I resonated with everything that bumped in the dark, everything, because I hate so much shit. Wow. Wow. To navigate in this epoch, in this Maya, wow, a lot of work. A lot of heat, a lot of inner work. My goodness me. Many of those, densities, realms and astrals and shit that I bumped through. Wow. Plenty. And then it was like, oh, getting tired of that one. No, I don't want that anymore. No, like, okay. And you'll see as you go through. They just don't, they never get out your experience. Once you've figured out something, it will not be in your experience anymore. Because you've like, oh, okay, no, I'm not some little, no, okay, oh, wow, all right. And you laugh. But at the time you weren't laughing, you were shitting yourself. Like, cool. Angels and swords and, and I'm going to protect myself because you didn't realize what you were. So that's why you wake up and your first astral is like, hey, let's go and bump in the dark. And you're fighting all those things, because this is your own, as the Buddhas say in a way. It's your own, everything is metaphoric. What we didn't know when you wake up is when you go into the astral side meditating, you think what you're seeing, those things are literal. This is exactly what you are actually. You're just not seeing yourself. Those people you see as light beings, that is exactly what you are. Holographic projection. Literally. So those beings you see in your third eye are not solid mass, nor are you actually. Hello, hate to tell you that, but you're not solid mass either. You perceive yourself to be, because you're playing human as it wouldn't work the game. You're perceiving yourself to be physical, solid. You sure as hell isn't. You're not. And that's why when you astral, those people you experience are not solid either. They're not like, you know what I mean? But in this thing, everything is very, otherwise it wouldn't be much of a dream. Like your dreams. Your dreams seem really real when you're dreaming. But when you wake up, it's like, oh, okay, it was a dream. Exactly. So, yeah, I can go on forever, but there's so many fun experiences you learn, A lot of shit you learn when you wake up. You got to learn all these things. Overcome your own shadows. So, these things you see in your astral, these nasty things, are metaphors. Nothing translates as literal. So, you've got to try and decipher. And depending on how much shit and filters you've got, how warped your perception is and delusions and fear and paranoia and drama, whatever your crap you're holding on to, your filter will interpret it. You see, always ask for anything. Ask source for the highest perception and perspective. Always ask for the highest perception and you will see it. So there we are. So I'll share that because so many people, and people were getting annoyed with me, really get annoyed. Shame. But I love them. Because they're like, oh no, but this is going to happen. And I tell you what, this person's very reliable. They've done all their research. That's the old epoch. You cannot look. People are looking at the past. And that happened there. So this is probably going to happen because in 2000 we had this flood and that one. That is the old epoch. It is completely irrelevant, excuse my French, to this one. Anything that happened before. You cannot go, and people are going back to the past. Oh, but that happened then, and so in 2000 we had this, and there was that flood, and so it's going to happen. No, they're completely going in the Maya. That's the fucking Maya. You are believing again that something happens. You are creating it. You are creating it. So it's irrelevant what happened and how much data you've got and prediction this is going to happen. That is the old epoch. We're completely in a different energy and times, different actually matrix. The game is working differently. You cannot play by the old rules in a new game. As I'm saying, it's why the gaming thing is good analogy. It's like trying to play Pokemon with I don't know, chess rules or something. You know, as I'm saying, it's fucking ridiculous. This is a new epoch. The old epoch and times, people are expecting the same thing to happen because it happened before. What illusion? That's the illusion again. That's the Maya again. So I know when people get upset that they haven't cognized, and I'm like, okay, well that's not Maya, you know, that's fine. That's your Maya, your lesson to learn. I don't resonate with that, but they've done this research and that's going to happen, and this and 2040, I'm like, well, whatever, you know, that's there. And then they get offended by me. What do you mean it's their Maya? Because I don't choose that. I know who I am, and I'm not resonating with that one. I don't choose that. It's a valid option. They are welcome. Many people, so many beings will pull together and choose to experience that. But that soul group, as you notice, every notice you're sifting and sorting in this whole Maya since you've woken up, right? You will see that you've changed many friend groups and many people. As the Buddha say, when you're ready, the teacher comes to you, right? So when you first wake up, there were many people because I had lots of shit in me, boy. So when I first woke up, I was resonating with the darkest, deepest fear, every conspiracy and every piece of shit that you could possibly think of. I was in there, there I was, right? And then those teachers, and then so at different levels because you're different frequencies. So then I was following these people, okay? Then you go up, and then, okay, next minute you did a big purge, like we did lots of shifts, and I completely just, nah. And then I'd move, and then I resonated with this teacher, and then, you know, those people, okay, yeah, that's it. And then I would, no, it doesn't work. And then you'd see the next clearing next year again, you've done a big shift again, you've gone up again, frequency, and then they do not at all. This shift we just come out of again now, like we've just, in another one, but we finished now, say end of December, January. We just finished this big clearing and purging, right? I could tell, we've definitely jumped. It was a big shift and everybody could tell. It was a big change. I have resonated again out of there was people I followed for the last 2-3 years now. No, completely, they just, like you, that's like a lower frequency of vibration. And you're like, no, you've gone above them again. So you can see definitely, okay, no, that's sort of like lower level or lower. It's understanding and things that you already had, you know, before, whatever. It's just, I can't explain it. You'll see that very much. You will change, and as you're ready, then the new lessons or new teachings or whatever come, you know. But I think the best thing that you could ever do is meditate. And I'm so glad most of my time is only meditation, and I've always asked Source, no intermediaries, only Source. Please show me from eyes, and I just sit there and I don't even ask often time to be shown anything. I just got shown all kinds of shit because I didn't stipulate, because I didn't ask, because I didn't put things and expectations. I just didn't know what to expect. I just sat there, had no clue what I was going to see. I had thank goodness, I didn't have any teachings. I didn't do any studies, so I had no biases and filters. That helped a lot. That made a big difference. When you've got preconceived teachings, that's going to happen in the Buddhas, you've got to chant, you've got to do that, and you've got to face this way, and you're going to see that. That is programming again, belief. So that perception is put in there. If I expect that and believe it, it's exactly what I get. And I learned this in my astrals and meditation. What I expected and believed happened. As soon as I realized, okay, no, maybe not, that's a lot of bollocks, and I released that, poof, gone. Not a problem ever again. That's when you start realizing everything, what you expect, believe, and perceive, or your bias and filters, or what you haven't figured out, is your experience. So it's all you. Everything is work, go within. Use the whole idea of the Maya is only supposed to be as a reflector, as breadcrumbs, as a mirror, as pieces of the puzzle. That's all that external, what you think is external world, people, government, news, is a reflection. The collective is a reflection of what we collectively hold, like this death, destruction bullshit. wars and planets we've had. I mean, the amount of shit and planets we've gone through. It's ridiculous. So that was a wake-up call. And the so-called exactly duality. Oh, good guy, he's good, bad, same bullshit. Bye-bye. So good, that one's going. So we're getting through that. So the collective is showing you, as collective, like now, you see the lessons coming up again. Where the collective hasn't learnt, they haven't got the message, or governments, it's coming up again. Oh, maybe you want to look at that again. Do you want to do Cold War again? Maybe not. Was that? So you see, everything is coming up for you again to like, oh, look at it. So anything that's coming up in the reflective again is a lesson for the governments or for the people to see. Oh yeah, actually maybe right. We no thanks. What's coming up in your life is the same thing. So look at it as clues. So look at it as a puzzle. There we are. That's what I'm saying. You have put them there. Everything is showing you something. Oh, okay, whoopsie. Right. Wow, healing. And like me, I mean, that whole night I sat here planning on buying a floating tent, and that program of mine, that was playing. I mean, understand someone. I had a lot of trauma. So I had complex post-traumatic stress. I'd experienced a lot of trauma and a lot of nasties in my life, and programmed very much in that conflict, survival. That was my, also job-wise, right? Working in areas like that, sort of conflict areas. So that programming is well ingrained in there. So you had a lot of shit. Well, a lot of shit. So of course you're going to resonate with it. So of course when this starts happening, you're like, okay, right, now you're planning on, you're going to make a raft out of this. I mean, that's my mind, because that's how it's just so programmed. So you're planning on exits and where you're going to sleep and store water. I mean, it becomes like a habit without thinking, right? So you've got, okay, torches and candles and food and you know what I mean? The whole freaking shit goes. So, and then I was like, but now, higher consciousness, you're like, oh, hang on a second. No. Let's take that energy back again. No, we don't want to do that. What the hell are you doing? And then I was realizing I'm busy survivaling myself straight into that. No, thank you. So if there's only going to be any timeline, let it go to that village. But you do not want to be in the path of that timeline. No. There we are. You see. Yes, there are some, enough of them out there, because they're still, you know why? Because they're giving all their attention to the TV and news. They're forgetting. And the more time they're wasting listening to other people's predictions and data, it's the old. Same thing. How can you compare? This is a complete different time and energy and epoch. Absolutely, completely. But those that haven't learned are not moving up, obviously. That's why. It's the thing. They're not ready to go up then. You see. So then they'll have to come back, connect back into a lower timelines or this density again, 1 or 2 lives, if they don't get it in this one. They will not. They cannot reincarnate or jump a timeline. At the moment we are, normally you would have died to shift timelines and dimensions, right? At the moment we're doing it in body. This is amazing. It's the first time that we are doing dimensional shifts or timeline shifts in physical bodies. And this is why you're going through like serious pains, purging, healing, clearing, all this nonsense, adjustments, and the physical as well, is because we're doing it in a body. You don't have to die and to shift at the moment. Before you had to die, and then you'd come back, another little bit up, work to, this is the old epoch. So you would, learn, and then you would come back the next life, you'd progress, and then you'd die, come back, and then you'd go up like slowly. No, you can, Bob's your uncle. You are the only one holding yourself down. Oh no, it's going to take me 20 years to reach enlightenment because someone says so from the old teachings, the old epoch. You see, if you can delete everything that you've ever learned and been told, you'll be much better off. I mean everything. About religion, about spirituality, about anything. That's from the old epoch, a very low consciousness, and they've forgotten. Somebody else, and this and that, and intermediaries, and your source. I am. There we are. Delete, remove. You would be much easier then, because then you've got less filters, and as they ask for your delusions, illusions, and things to be removed from you, distortions. Because literally they are distorted patterns in your consciousness. Because source, when you tap into source, right? You know, when you tap into source, you're in that state of consciousness of being. It is complete harmony, peace, nothing. It's just absolute oneness, right? There's none of this shit. No. So the more you can clear, to be a clear vessel. So the more you allow this shit out, to get it out, all these, I mean, everything. Just delete everything that you've ever known, learned, read, poof, gone, better off. Clean that vessel, pull all your energy back you gave to Joe Soap and believe this one can do that and they've got control and that's going to happen and we're going to be wiped out and I'm just going to, woo. There we are. Baba, clean it out. So the more then you have space for the real source. All right. Because how can you embody the divine when you're not a frequency match, when you got, so to purify mind, body, cleanse and purify mind, body, so you can embody more of the pure, divine. You see, mind, body, source. You can embody more of the divine. If you can get the junk out, which is all thought patterns, beliefs, habits, programs you've taken on from everybody. So anybody you see speaking now, just think, projectile, TV, projectile. There we are. Okay, well, okay. Think that's it. That's all they are, is projecting their thing. And you, okay, next. Rather don't take on that energy, because every time you're taking on, you're fracting. So every time you're engaging in something that's not a frequency match, that's lower than you, that's bullshit or lower timelines, you're fracturing your energy. You're weakening your energy and you're fracturing. So it's like splintered here. So you've got to mix this vibe. You've got a high vibration, low vibration. You got all these different, this is why they're getting pushed out of you, because you've got all these fear-based, and then I've got this, and I've got a bit of that in me, like a fruit salad. Pretty much. You want to get rid of it, you know what I mean? Clear it. Clear that shite out. So you are just, you know what I mean? Clear vessel. There we are. Yes. Only, that's what I'm saying. People just sit there and let source guide and show you. You don't need anything on the outside. You don't need to listen to anyone. You will be guided in everything, in all things, in every way. And that's what you should be doing right now. That's the only guidance. Because that guidance has got your back. Nobody and nothing else has got your back. Source has your best interest, because you are source. You are the little avatar of the gamer. The gamer wants you to win. The gamer is vouching for you. Source wants you to achieve the highest. Nobody else, not Mr. So-and-so, not the president, not the prime minister, not your neighbor, nobody else. Source. Source is gaming you, wants you to come out here the best. You know what I mean? He wants you to win because you are source. It's like, hey, listen, my man over here, he's got to, you know. It's trying his hardest, but if you're taking on this and then that person's projections and beliefs and fears, you're polluting. So the more junk you're holding in, that's why you're doing purging and healing, you see, then the less source can come through, that light and energy and that thing can come in. Because you've got so much shit inside you. So that's why we're doing purging and healing and clearing, and the crying and the releasing and the upgrades and DNA, all this stuff. You see? And those that physically don't do it are not going to be able to make it, because your body won't last. Another thing, if they don't do the work, they cannot shift up, because their physical vessel will not. This is just physics and science, right? You are sitting in this energy. If you are not an energy match to it, you cannot be in this energy. You cannot, your physical vessel, so-called physical vessel, body, which is energy body, will demise or disappear, or you'll be another timeline. So we'll shift, and they'll stay on that lower timeline, or they will just decease, because they cannot. They're not a frequency match. You cannot sustain in this energy. That's it. It's as simple as that. This is why we'll also see changes in animals and things on the planet. You see, because some are choosing not to. They're not a frequency match. Nothing can be in your existence, whether it's animal, whether it's planet, whether it's physical, body, human, whatever, if it's not a frequency match, even to be on Earth, it's got to be within a certain frequency, you see. And she's shifting. We're busy shifting right now, actually. And actually now, we're going to, well, we're moving. The other one is right here, but we're going to be like completely in it. So it's going to be not like it's, now it's like, wow, I mean, you can move between them. It's like, it's almost not there. The wall is like, geez. Now we're moving into that. Those dimensions are going to be now like joined. There's not going to be like this oscillating. We're multidimensional anyway. But people don't realize they're shifting all the time. That's when they're astrals. That's what I'm saying. You can go from source. Now, so some people, this linear idea of 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension, 4 is old epoch. It's linear. There's no such thing as one, and it's here, and it's in layers, and it's multidimensional. You are shifting all the time. Source is above all space creation dimensions and realms. You are literally. That's how we can navigate through any of them. So how can you communicate with source, which is the highest frequency in existence, right? Because you source. But if you believe it's only 5D and I'm going to 5D, this is where you will go and experience, because you want to put yourself in a box again. I'm in 4D. No, I'm in 5D. Or I'm a human, or I'm in a body, or I was, whatever. Then you are. Then you will be. You decide on your box, on your limitations, on your everything. So why do that? Sky's the limit. Why stick yourself in a box? You've been in a box for so long, you can't get out. Even this box. You see yourself as a human in a physical body, that's a huge limitation and density. You're not going to get very far. You're going to be like, because you're visualizing yourself as this dense, big, heavy human. And then there we are, So a dense, big, heavy human cannot bilocate, cannot move through matter because you think it's solid and matter. Then you're not going to be having much fun. And then you can do bloody anything. Anything. And that takes some programming and affirmations. And as you know, it's habitual, the mind and habits. You've got to keep at it, doing it, and just do your visualization 30 days, a minute, whatever you're going to do. Like as Joe Dispenza says, visualize your knee healing. And every day you say it, and it will be it. It's any energy. And also maybe drop the limitations. So don't see the body as a dense body. See it as energy, as a light body. Visualize it, see it. And you can even as one, whatever. Be the bumblebee. Levitate. Be the bumblebee. So sit and sync your frequency and vibration with the frequency and vibration of the air, the space all around you. And when you match your frequency and vibration with here, that's it. Boom. Off you go. And remember, everything is source. Everything is made up of the same elements, right? So the table, the chair, the me, everything is the same energy. You are source. You are that table. It's identical as the photon experience thing is, right? So the table is no different to me. It's a different frequency and vibration. So it shouldn't block you either. But that's another whole video. I talked about that. We're going up. Oh, wow, I'll tell you what. Well, we limitless, the human potential, the future. Absolutely limitless. That's what I'm saying. We've got to forget about everything in the old epoch. The old teachings, the old everything. It's a very low. We're going to the highest consciousness they have seen on this planet. When we remove all those, we are as source, there's no limitations. So freaking cool. Why would you stick yourself in a box and in a dimension and in any nonsense? Drop all restrictions. That's what I'm saying. The person, the guy that's got the least programs, the least beliefs in him, the least anything is going to have a freaking ball. Because he hasn't got any restrictions. I can't do that. I can't, especially children, I can't fly. Oh, I can't do that. And this is linear. And there's only 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3. And I'm a solid human. Then you're really going to be like, slow to start. But take Johnny and Johnny, don't put all that shit in Johnny's mind. Johnny's going to have fun. Johnny's going to excel. Johnny's going to be flying because no one told Johnny, like the bumblebee, he can't fly. Watch. This is it. This is the future. Oh man, it's going to be so awesome. It is so awesome, actually. There's many timelines anyway. So it depends on the, depends how much of a frequency vibration match you are, because they're going off, there's quite a few different ones. So it goes off depending on, some I'm not giving any time and attention to. And you will see anyway, because depending on where, because remember, there is no such thing as time anyway. We all know that. You just veiled now. So past, present, and future lives all already exist right now. Maybe you just haven't tapped into them. So you have already got a timeline, pretty much. But you can change it, eh? You can change it. The shifts are there. There's many. So some have resonated, have chosen, more of a non-natural timeline or whatever else. That's their choice. Others have chosen like, wow. And there's many, 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 many. But that's what I say, because that's what as all these lives you've had in the epoch and before, you've pretty much got set. You've got everyone's got a unique frequency and vibration, obviously, because every single fractal has experienced, has seen, also perceived things differently to anyone else. So that's why your color, your aura is absolutely unique, because you're holding so many, like a mix of this frequency, that. We've got so much shit in ourselves. So this is why none of us are the same. So we will be, pretty much you're going to be on a timeline or another, But this video was for me just to worry about, because I know people are worried and fearful. You need to look at yourself. Why am I frightened? What am I frightened of? Ask for the help. Ask for the guidance. Just start releasing all your shit. And then you realize when you've done a good enough job, that fear will be gone completely. And you won't even be thinking about it, resonating with it. It won't be in your experience. Woof. And you will breathe. And that's what I say. You visualize, like they always said, right? When you want to heal, you see it healed. Right, same with the earth. So you visualize the world you want to be on. You're very welcome, darling. You're very welcome. You visualize the world you want to be on. So when you sit like Gaia, right? Gaia is perfect. She is immaculate. She is a magnificent. You see her not going to be. You're going to be a frequency match. Like when you manifest, right? Remember someone said you've got to see it. Like, okay, I've got my house. You feel the car or the car. Let's say you want to manifest the Mercedes, right? So you've got the Mercedes, you're driving, you can feel it. People say that. You've got to feel it. You've got to be there, be in there. Feeling, experience, same thing. Visualize heaven on earth. This is what we're here to do. The new epoch, we are creating it. Right now, the mass culture are creating which version we want to choose. That's why nothing's really set. This is a new epoch. So, visualize. So me, I love Gaia. Why would I wish any harm to her? Why would I would never want to do, consciously never want to harm another, right? So, Gaia is one of them. I mean, I love this planet. I love the beauty, the diversity, nature, the magnificence of this planet. Absolutely magnificent. And you understand that everything is you. The earth is you. The sky is you. The water. All is conscious. Everything has consciousness. The rock, the mountain. You can talk to all of it. Once you start doing these things, then you fripping love it, because you realize you can talk to the tree, you can talk to the stone, you can run with the wind, you can communicate with the water, you can feel the water, have you ever been a water? Have you ever been a cloud? It's freaking awesome, people. If water experiencing being a cloud, loves it. It absolutely loves it. It is so cool. It's the most amazing feeling. So when you realize you are source, you're not limited. So you can experience, communicate, drop into that consciousness of all of those things. Oh, it is so awesome. That's what I'm saying. We have such a freaking amazing, experience it. It's amazing. It is so amazing. The water, beer water, it was the most cutest thing I've ever experienced. So the water evaporates. And the water is free. It feels so light because water flows. It's normally denser in the water, right? But when the water experiences itself coming up as a cloud and floating, it is so happy. The water loves that cycle. And it's the most, oh my gosh, it's now it gets a chance to be light and float, and it goes along in the cloud and it goes down. It's so awesome. Oh, it's amazing. It's so amazing. It's so weird also to experience how storms form. Wow, then you know the attraction of the hot and cold water. Wow. The power of those tornadoes is something else. That water, as part of that air, you are magnetically drawn to that hot water. The speed you are sucked down is like, it is. Then you so you understand how the elements work, and you can experience it as well. So what I'm saying, we have such an amazing future. Why not see that, enjoy it, put your focus on that? Same with Earth. Wake up and you thank Gaia, and you thank the elements for all. You thank Gaia, and you see this beautiful planet. It's like when you want to see your friend, you want to heal someone, right? You visualize, you send them healing or love, you put love around them and light. You visualize them, whole or healed. The same with the planet, people. Those people have lessons to learn that want to, we're doomed and we're going to have this climate and we're going to, it's going to, because 2,000 years ago in the Earth's core, this happened. So it's going to happen again. This is what I'm saying. It's like, you in the Maya, you're forgetting who you are again. Nothing. It's an old epoch anyway. Forget the fucking, people need to actually just, if it was like the book, right? This is now the end of times. End of times. Get that? Bye. Close that door. Don't go back there. That is ended. Bye. Stop comparing the old epoch, what happened then, and this delusion, so it will happen again. No. Two separate times, two separate everything, energies, two separate planets, two separate timelines, everything. Game rules, everything. It's gone. So this is where they're getting stuck. First of all, they've got filters. It's people's fears and people's biases and filters, lessons they haven't learned. So this is what they will resonate. Oh, we're going to go up that. Ooh, because they haven't done enough shadow work. So there's that. Doomsday predictions are shadow work, past life experiences, not figuring out I'm creating it. The old epoch has bugger all to do with this one. Doesn't matter what happened 1,000 years on the planet. It is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Old energy, old dimension, old Earth. That Earth, third dimension, is not even here anymore. So no, we're not going to have a repeat of any of the past. Boof, unless you want it. So choose your timeline. It is absolutely a smorgasbord. You are source. You are absolutely free to create whatever you want. Think it's a sweetie shop. Walk in, what do you want? Now, take it from that way. I'll have some of that, please. Some of that. Yeah. Created. Beautiful planet. Just like you do with healing. See Earth now. You want to manifest. She is abundant. She is magnificent. She is beautiful. We have a balanced climate. The perfect weather. I see it. I mean, I know because I've seen it. I've also had a future life. I've dropped into a future life. Oh, it's so nice. Not complaining. Further down. So when Earth's finished all this, the oceans have refreshed themselves, and the Earth's going to be amazing. Wow, so clean. This is just what she's doing. It's a cycle of, because we're moving into the new times, we're getting a clean Earth. I mean, replenish the oceans. All those nutrients, all the minerals, all the things are going to refresh the Earth, the fish, refresh the corals, the fish stock, life, krill, plankton. So we're going to have let's say we're going to have a burst of new life on the planet. Because the deserts are getting water there. So you'll see after hundreds of years, they'll start new flowers, new earth. A volcanic pushes up clean, nutrients again. So clean nutrients for the earth, for the soil. It's like pushing up new minerals, new nutrients. All this water is being cleansed, pushing in new nutrients into the oceans for the fish, for new plankton, for new coral. That cold water will disperse, cool off the oceans as well. So we'll have, it is fantastic. It is a good cycle. Your perception is negative, fearful. That's because your consciousness is distorted. If you choose to see, oh my God, and these people are in fear. The people telling you this are in a lower consciousness, not tapped in. Oh my gosh, we're all doomed. This is going to happen. That's their story. They're not tapped in. You go and tap into Source and ask Source. You will not get that from Source. Why? Because Source knows it's Source. And we are creating. So it's a smorgasbord. That's why you will never be shown. It's free. You will be shown if you are in resonance. If you believe that, it's going to be okay. That timeline, yeah, it does exist. So you will see it. This is why they're on social media. Oh my gosh, we're going to have that. Oh, did you see there was going to be that and that and that? I was one. You see, it was going to be that. And they go, oh, there we are. There we are. Those timelines are gone, right? So they are tapping into the collective consciousness. A lot of these doomsday predictions are tapping into the collective consciousness of humanity, not Source. The collective consciousness. What's held by the collective? Fear and doom, and which is not fantastic. Or timelines, which they are in resonance with, because it's fear-based. Shadow work. Everything comes back to you. Always. Always, always. All right. Take your energy back, all of it. Release all your beliefs, all your old stories, anything from the old epoch. Bible stories, teachings, scriptures, any religious teachings. It's an old epoch. And they're not quite correct either. But they were lower timeline, lower density, lower consciousness. There we are. That's the message. Okay. Anybody, because sorry, but me when I'm talking, I can't read everyone's things. If anyone wants to ask me something, you're very welcome now. Is a good time to ask me quickly. Because we've chosen to raise and we've risen up in consciousness. You can create what you want. You can make. We don't want to, you can create anything. You can stay. There's many versions out there, so to say. But just always go back to this. Everything out there, think of them as clues. Everybody is a crumb, like Hansel and Gretel, or a clue. And what's being reflected by the collective, by what's they say the mass, the planet, whatever nonsense media political thing, is lessons the collective or they need to learn, the governments or countries or whatever, shit they haven't. There we are, or the people. It's just that's it. You can actually, once you get to that thing level, you see it, and it's so easy to understand everything going on the planet. And it's easy to understand why certain countries are having things happen and karma, let's say karmic things, also energy. They're holding certain energy and fears and beliefs. They're drawing it to themselves. Big time. Big time. So depending on what it's very interesting actually, really, really interesting. And you can understand then there's also the collective beings that are located in that area. So why they're holding these energies and consciousness, because they've got this trauma and that and, lineages. So it's so interesting. It's actually very easy to understand when you get to that and you then can see it from there, because you say, okay, that country. So they came from this and they had the plague and they had this, and this is why they've got these fears and energies and their whatever, this shit and trouble in their country, or these energies. Also, karma, they draw them. They say, well, what you're going to push out, it's going to come back to you, eh? We are living through, that's what I'm saying. The karmic, it's being dished up now. All your shit you need to deal with. And the more you don't release, remember, it's sitting in your in the vessel, energy. So you are not going to be able to go up. Or you might end up, getting really ill or getting sick or leaving. Because your body, your energy, is not a match to where the planet's going here and your body's not keeping up. It's going to... That's it. It's physics. Your body can't go up with it. So you decide. You want to hang on to all that fear and stuff because it's going to just keep you there. And if you start getting sick and all kinds of problems, then you know why. You've got too much dense energy, fear and shit and negative perceptions. You are choosing to see something like these poor scientists. Oh my gosh, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Their perception in Doomsday is predicting it's no, it's going to be bad because same thing. 100 years ago, this happened on the planet. I'm like, oh, good Lord, here we go again. But that's their problem, you know what I mean? They're going to learn that one. So they're predicting their fear. Oh, we're going to be wiped out in 30 years because we found this 500 years ago. This happened on the planet. So this is going to be... and I'm like, well, I'm not surprised. Why is it going to happen? You know why? Chances are because they're standing up there projecting their shit and fear via the media, via the news, via whatever, to everybody sitting on their TV going, oh, and not knowing their source. Oh my gosh, yeah. So the collective are manifesting their own shit. Literally, I'm not joking. So you've got all these people listening to these scientists telling them they're going to be wiped out. There's going to be a, cataclysmic this, and we're going to have, massive destruction, whatever. And this one's got whatever nonsense. That's exactly. And then there, you see. And then when they actually then, transition, wake up, and they're like, oh, shit. Yeah, maybe you kind of forgot what you were doing down there. Yeah, right. You see, this is all that's happening. People are projecting their shit. So switch off. Doesn't matter if it's a scientist, the news, the media, they're not tapped in. If they're telling you whatever, then you just understand they are perceiving this. Because they're not like, haven't copped on. Your consciousness creates everything. And then leave them. Doesn't matter if it's theirs. The only thing you got to worry about is you. Not my baby, not my monkey, not my Maya, not my creation. But you love them because they source. All is source. Honor, love them. Do not deny what you do unto one, and you do unto yourself. Do not deny free choice to them, because you are denying it from yourself, and you will not be given the same thing. Remember the energy? You harm one, you wish harm upon someone, it comes back to you, same thing. Remember, that's it. It's simple. So it's valid timelines. Don't say they're not, because they are source. They can create anything. Don't say, oh, that's a lot of rubbish. No, it's not. It will happen, and they can create it for themselves. Absolutely, they can. So they can experience something really bad if they want to. And as some of us have experienced, you wake up, you've had to do many past life clearings because you were stoned to death, and in that life, and it was like, and then you were, it just goes on and on. And so, when you start digging, boy, lots of shit comes out. Oh, my goodness. And stuff that comes out now sometimes is related to thousands of years ago. Physical pains, it can manifest. A lot of people are manifesting really physical illnesses. They don't realize, because at the moment, all is being pushed up, dense. So they're manifesting cancer, not realizing it's actually just mass energy which has come up to clear, but it's so much of it, fat density. I had lots to take out. 3 days I cleared. 3 days actually of just pure clearing on my lower chakras and my intestines, and think, it was unbelievable what came out. The amount of density, the amount of shit that was stored in there, wow. It was really bad. And if I hadn't known better, I would have got a bad diagnosis and believed it. You see? But luckily I had experienced that before. It manifested physically before. And I heard somebody else, and also almost went to the doctor. And then I heard her, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, this is what happened. And I dug into it. Guess what? I started having bleeding and problems in the lower areas of the body. And after listening to hers, I was like, oh, wow, I went into it. I was stoned to death. And I saw everything. I was stoned to death in the Roman times. And they were throwing boulders onto my abdomen and my stomach. I saw the whole thing. And this is what happened. The minute I did that healing and clearing, whatever, I went back to past life, and I was like, okay, I saw everything. Okay, I understood what happened there. All right, I forget them. Bye-bye. Because I didn't at that time. That's why. You see, if you haven't let something go, that energy, not the thing, but you hadn't let the energy go from that experience. So, and then I was like, okay, no, forget them, and I didn't want to go. And then I was made to go and look again closer. And when I looked closer again from a higher perspective, I totally felt sorry for them, because they were in such a low level of consciousness. So if you go back in those times, everything was evil, and you had to purge the evil, kill them, get them out. So this is exactly, they were scared of me. Oh, I got to kill her because they were so programmed, and I felt sorry for them. They were so fearful. And then when you're floating above and you're looking at all these people, and you're like, you can see they were completely ignorant, completely like in fear, and completely brainwashed, and very primitive, very backward, very low consciousness. So I was like, oh, shame, and I actually felt sorry for them. Poof, that physical problem and bleeding of mine disappeared. Bink, gone. So this is how, as I say, some of these things people are getting ill now are actually really energy that's accumulated for hundreds or thousands of years we've held on to. and it's manifesting, in some cases physically, as the C word or other things or lumps. It's actually not. Like this was such energy I hung on to, if manifested for such a long time, so blocked and so suppressed that energy was stuck there, and it formed a lump. Right? A lot of things. Anyway, I was wonderful doing that. You sit with intention in meditations. You do that transcendental meditation. I don't know if you're doing meditations. And you sit. If you're not able to do it yourself, you can go, if you're not there, start doing it. Because you can't always get someone to do it for you. You need to start doing it, because anyone can do it. If you believe you can't, you can't. So only thing that ever will block you or stop you is your only belief. I can't do this. Oh, that's too difficult. That nonsense. There we are. Whatever you say, you will get it. So I can do it. It's very easy. The night before, you claim whatever you want. It's going to be easy. It's going to be so simple. I'll sit there and you relax and just trust, and boof, and you will have it. What you ask for, you will get. What you believe will be. So you can go to a healer, good psychic healer, clearer. Michelle Carpenter is very good. Regression. Depends how much shit you got to do. Once, sometimes twice. Depend. Once a day, sometimes twice a day. Depends what I'm busy with or what I need to do, what I'm called to do. Yeah. I used to sometimes they're long. So sometimes you can be an hour or more. Who knows? You just go. So it depends. It just depends on the stages and where you're at and whatever. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, there we are. Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. If it's for your highest and greatest good, yeah. Don't restrict yourself. Lessons. Just know. Trust source always. Always. It's the only thing, only person. That's why I always ask. If anything, ask to be shown. The truth always for the highest and greatest good, and you will be shown it. Don't ever, people, that's what I'm saying, people have to learn that. They haven't learned yet. They're asking other people. They're listening to other people. That's the Maya again. They're telling us what's going to happen. He's telling me this is happening. Oh, that's the old epoch. That's others creating for you. You create your story. Everything. Yes, you can. If it's meant to be and it's what you want, but it means everything to you, then you will have it. Wisdom is a better option. Happiness is a good one, because you can have all the money in the world and you can be freaking unhappy. Or you can have no health. You see, there's the wisdom, David Shane. This comes with wisdom. Source has a center of humor, depending on what lessons you want to learn. You can manifest all the money in the world, and guess what? You can get cancer and die 3 months later. You see? Not always things are for your highest and greatest good. Always ask, okay, for your highest and greatest good, for that or better. You always get what you need or what you want. But if you're not using wisdom and you just ask for that, doesn't mean your health or happiness will come with it, you see. You will get a match to whatever you want. So, whatever you will be, you see, you can't get something that you're not a frequency match to. So if you want love, you be love. You want happiness, you be happiness. You match it. Whatever you vibrate will be matched. Will come, you see. There we are. Yeah, exactly. That's why I say wisdom. For me, I was always wary, because you didn't want to ask for the wrong thing. It's like you don't know. If you're coming from a human perspective when you first start off, you don't have a clue what's even out there. So just trust source rather, and always want to say, listen, you don't know what decisions to make. So that was my thing. Clarity, wisdom. Always give me the highest perception, highest perspective, wisdom. Because you don't want to make a wrong mistake or choice. So it's like wisdom. Wisdom is a good one. I told that people, affirmations. A lot of people like, oh, what about wisdom? What about happiness? What about peace, calm, health, happiness? Do you know what I mean? That you can have all those things without wisdom. It means nothing. You see? But that's lessons. There's lessons. That comes with experience or learning, or I don't know. Lifetimes, souls, purpose, journeys. We play different roles, different lives. We play. And depending on what you want as well. Because you'll change, and then your energy goes here, and then you're a little bit, then you're there, and you're sometimes, most people are hopping, like me too. I'm not commenting, I've also been like distracted. Then I'm very focused and going there. Then I'll get there, then I'll get excited, and I get a bit distracted again, I'm off there again. So yeah, if you single-pointed, focused on one thing, like really one thing, you excel big time. Sometimes you get there, and I believe you're exactly where you're meant to be at the right time. Everything is perfect timing. So source will put you, then you're a bit there, then yeah, whatever. I've learned that trust. And another thing, a good thing to learn to release and clear is your fear of source, fear of God. That is such a program you don't realize it's causing a lot of people's blocks. Your fear of God. Because we were taught God's going to judge you. God's punishing, He's a judging. So it was like, you make a mistake, you're like, oh no, I'm sorry. We do. You see, we ask for forgiveness things because we don't realize. But everything is source. Everything. You see? Everything is source. The tree, me, you, and everything. That's why you love it, and that's why you let them. And we also don't, it's like being arrogant if you think you've got to, oh no, because that person has their own lessons and own guidance. And believe me, when someone's going to listen to learn, they will not hear you. You can talk till the cows come in, they'll keep bumping their head and bumping their head, because when you're in that thing, that's why, because you've got to do it, you've got to learn, you will not see. And how many people know that? Your friends will talk to you and you keep, God, why do I keep making the same? Why do I keep, They keep thinking it's happening to them, It's because it's like they just will not resonate. Until they've cleared that thing, they cannot resonate, because they're so resonant with that. You see, they're resonating match to that. They will not, until they've cleared that, they're not going to be able to see something higher or learn or whatever. It's resonance and frequency. Everything is about your own work. And this is why this epoch, and it's well told you, go within, go within. You see, do all your time and all your work should be purely on yourself and nothing else. Because nobody else is going to help you. Nobody else. Everybody is in here for their own soul's journey and soul's lesson. Everybody. You cannot help or dictate or control another soul, because they're all source. There's choice. No, nothing selfish about that. Of course not. All source. You're all source. You've all got source guiding you. You can choose. Yeah, we love each other. We're not saying we don't give a shit about people. You know that they are who they are. You love them. But you love them. Set them free. You don't try and control someone else and dictate their thing. Absolutely, because then you're denying it yourself. You see, remember, all is source. As Jesus even said, do unto others as you want done unto you, because they are you. So give them the same love. Give them the same respect. Give them the same freedom of choice. Because at the moment, this is what it all is about. And this is why there's a call for everybody to speak up and be authentic. So we can all, everyone's projecting their ideas, so the collective can sift and decide, okay, yeah, let's choose that. No. So we're choosing our timelines or path, where we want to go now. You see? This is all it is. The sifting and the sorting, as they say. It's us choosing our path. From all these epochs and lessons we've learned, and this Maya we've spent how many, I think it was like 20-something thousand. It's a long time. Well, I'll tell you what. Way before Atlantis, we've been on this planet. This epoch is a long time. This epoch has coming around. We've never had this. We're going up with the planet and all. It's been a very long time. A lot of work to be done. And there we are. And that's it. Now as we're starting to look at all the options. Look at this, a smorgasbord. Everyone's putting their shit out there. Oh, let's do transhumanism. Okay, let's do this Earth. Let's do Lemuria and hippie. Let's do that. Let's do the starseed, whatever, 5D. That's their own little camps. Let's do that. Some will overlap. Some are similar, so they'll overlap and end up on the same, say, version of Earth, right? But then those pockets will play out, obviously, like you've got here, different countries, different cultures, different, like what America experiences in, say, Kenya is very different lifestyle and experience, very different thing. So we'll have the same, we'll have an Earth, not too diverse, not obviously that far from each other experiences, pretty much balanced. But yeah, we're going to have these pockets of the nature, whatever. And then we'll have some that are going to choose, because they believe it, and they still very much the lessons they haven't learned. There's hate and fear and punishment and war and all. then they're going to go off and experience that. You know, they haven't, you know, finished the three-dimensional whatever Earth. Or some are new, they want to experience that, so they've connected to go, you know, and stay on the old, as I said, the karmic cycle lessons, you know. Yeah, that kind of lesson. It's a very slow, long way of learning. Wow, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So you've played them all. You've been a victim, you've been a perpetrator, you have died. You can't even begin to think the amount of ways you've died. Every kind of way you've died, you've done it. Oh yeah, you've done them all. Being a woman, you've been a man. If you've seen enough of your so-called lives, you know you've been many things. Humans, male, female beings, this, that, oh shit. And you've died in many ways, and like some of them are like, wow, are hectic. Really, they are really bad. Wow, they're like you. But then you realize if you experience that, because you know it's a Maya now, that you chose it. You would not have experienced that because you drop in to play this role. So you knew that. Sometimes it was, as you say, payback, you know, because something you did was really not nice to say maybe in the previous, you know, life. So now you are the victim. So you were like, no, maybe I don't want to go around killing other people because that wasn't nice. Fuck no. Some of the ways I've died were really not nice. Because you did learn, you did things, you know, it's like, there we are. You draw things to you, you know, like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, maybe I don't want to do that. So this is why we've come to where we are now. Hopefully we've learnt enough. We should hope so. We've been doing this for long enough that we like, all right, no, we don't want any more war. We want peace now. We want love. We are sick of all this shit. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Wow, it's amazing when you start doing your work. It's fascinating. Yeah, it makes a lot of, especially it also depends what you ask for. You ask to be shown, you ask to say for these illusions to be removed, and delusions and Maya, and for wisdom, for clarity, for discernment. Ask for these things. See, people are asking for like practical things. That if you ask for these things, wisdom, discernment, clarity, everything, it will be given to you. You know, think about that. If you want to play a game, ask for the tools that are going to make it easy, you know what I mean, to navigate the game. Money, what's money going to do with anything? You can be, I've met people with money, I've met the most fantastic people, beautiful people with money. I've met all kinds of people with money. Others I wouldn't want to spend any time with. No, thank you. My gran was one of them. No, she, you know, bless her. That was in the time she was, you know, as a being. We were all. I've been an arsehole. I've been some of the biggest arseholes you wouldn't want to meet. Well, I've been some nasty characters in some of our lives, and I've been some amazing characters, but I've been some real jerks. My gran was one of those. Money, you know, but this is Victorian. No, I was like, no, you can have it all, thank you. Keep it. I don't want it. Go away. Money don't make you nice, don't make you happy. See, source, you are source. You can create anything. So you have no lack thing if you realize, you know what I mean? You can create anything. Money's like, you know, I know, you're creating all of this. You just don't realize. Anyway, all right, people, I'm getting thirsty. I think I've been on here about 2 hours now. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, thank you. Wonderful, I'm glad. I hope it's helpful. Hopefully it's helpful. I've learned a lot. I mean, as I'm saying, I started off, wow, I learned. And it's been such an amazing journey. I've fought all kinds of things and I've seen things. But at the beginning, you don't understand. You take it literally. And you think, you know, past, present, you know, you thought there was past, present. You thought there was linear thing, past, present, future. You didn't realize it all happening now. That all this sort of stuff. And as you do more and more, then, you know, you learn. So but that makes it enjoyable. You see, you work your way up. You start with the bottom realms or dimensions, and then you're going to go up. And in the beginning, you learn, and more becomes, you know, and you can understand what you're seeing. You understand now what they mean. You understand how you're able then to drop into these things. It makes sense. If you're source, of course you'll be able to drop into any of his lives and play all these things because you're source. So you can drop into this and that and beings and remote view and that, anything, because of course you are all, everything's connected. You can drop into anything and everything. You are all everything and anything. It's the same energy you're sharing, and it's all conscious. See, that's what makes it so amazing. If you look at it from that, you can talk to the weather. You can ask for a bit of sunshine. I've done that often. I used to say, listen, do me a favor there. Never try and dictate it. Ask, especially when you're giving love to the elements and you're working with them. They will help you. You will have a little clear patch for your walk, and literally you go and you do the little rain. I love that. You can talk to the animals. I mean, it makes, like, the old epoch was so boring, the old way of living. Yeah. It makes it so boring. You know what I mean? Imagine, we were just like this little box, and that's all we knew. Now, I mean, Bob's your uncle. You can experience anything, see anything, understand it, talk to it, communicate with it. You know? Yeah. If you know where we're going, it is awesome, people. It's just, if you see anything as negative, it's just your perception. You're choosing to see, oh my gosh, that's all. Change it. Change that story. Change your, choose to only see good. Transcendental meditation. There's actually, I did a video about this just more than a year ago. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go right down the videos, somewhere probably about a quarter of the way down, near to the bottom, there's one of all the benefits of transcendental meditation. Then under that description, I've got the links, guided links. I mean, it's the best one. I did it. It worked like, it's free. I listened to his, I think it's a 5-part videos. I listened to it until it was like programmed, the instructions, till it was here. Then I went and sat by a river under a tree, and it took me about half an hour to get there. And I practiced it, but I really listened to what he said, and I memorized what he'd said. And I practiced it, and then when I used to go home, I used to listen to the music as well with it, the frequency, vibration. And it takes about a month or so, I think. Maybe. I started practicing and doing it. And then I went, and then I got my first out of the body. Boom, you know what I mean? Because I got into that deep trance. So I've shared music. If you go to my video, YouTube channel, go to my TikTok, link under the bio. Click on the link, it'll take you to my YouTube channel. Go down to all the benefits of transcendental meditation. The videos there, it gives you all the benefits for the brain, what it does, the study, Then it's got the link to this guided, tells you how to do it. Music there to help you, everything's there. Okay, the frequency and vibration. And that's what I did. I listened to this guy. I was like, frick, this is cool. I just wanted to, I did it to heal, to do healing. So I wanted to do the meditation to heal the brain. That was where I started. I just heard about, there's a holographic, the world's holographic. And I was like, oh, this would be nice. Let's check it out. Let's see, what is this, you can do this meditation, whatever. And I was just wanted to, because it was supposed to be to communicate with ETs, but I had no desire to communicate with any ET. I just wanted to check out what this real, world looked like, or the so-called reality, what was out there, what happens if you did this. And that was it. So I was open. I had open mind, open book, I had no clue what to expect. And just sat there open-minded and just like, let's just, let's see what we're going to see, and let's see what it's like. Woo. And I did. It was freaking awesome. Wow. It was amazing. Flip is awesome. Unbelievable, actually, to see it and experience it. And the time, it's like time freezes. Wow, it was funky. Funky. And so then I was hooked. I was into my meditation and waiting. And then in the beginning, you just start seeing colors. You close it, but he tells you, and you start seeing colors, and you just sit there and you wait, and then it takes time, practice, because you're training the mind and the brain, and you haven't used the pineal gland for a while. The music helps a lot. There's a good one I shared there. That frequency helps a lot. And then I got that poof on there. I shat myself. I was terrified, actually, because I had watched some little video I saw about the rainbow body, talking about the Buddhas, and they disappear, become a rainbow, like this, rainbow body. So I was in my, like, you know, I was complete newbie to this. I knew nothing, diddly squat. I'd seen one little video like that, showed you that this Buddha's levitating and done this and something about rainbow bodies, like a little short documentary type thing, like whatever. And I sat there and I was doing these meditations after my one by the river, which was, I mean, I saw this hologram. It was freaking awesome. I was like, it was like walking through a reality TV game, really. It was so amazing. And then I just sat every day and I was doing this music and waiting and just sitting and say, ignoring thoughts and just wait. Be very patient. It takes time. You just got to train the mind to be quiet and ignore the thoughts and everything. And then I started doing this. I started, you know, my body started, because you're very relaxed and the body becomes almost like a lead weight. You don't even know. The body just is there. You don't even know you've got a body. You don't feel the body anyway afterwards. But then I started doing this, and my body started going in a spiral like this, and I started, and a few meditations, and then the next, and then it got faster, and the one meditation I started doing this, and then I started going like a bloody tornado. I mean, my body just started speeding up so fast, and I just was got a rainbow thing, and the only thing that came to mind, I really thought, because those things are Buddhas, they disappeared, they became rainbow bodies, and apparently they just, you know, disappeared, body and all, like. I thought, oh my God, I thought I was going to go through my roof and then I just vanished and my kids were going to be like, holy shit, mommy ascended with body and all. So I got such a fright. I shat myself. I was like, and I was too scared to meditate after because I didn't know what happened. So I got back in my body with such a fright. And then I was frightened to meditate again because I thought I was going to ascend, I know, it was so funny, with my body. I shat myself, literally. I mean, I got such a flippin' fright because I was vortexing so fast physically. I was like this, and everything was a rainbow, and I thought, holy shit, I'm going to heaven with my body. It was so funny. It was hilarious. So then I eventually found someone who explained it, and I looked up this rainbow body thing, and then the Kundalini activation, or Kundalini, whatever this thing. And that's what the guy explained. And I found some Indian guy, some unknown channel, but very good actually, and explaining this whole thing and showed you, and I was like, oh, well, okay, whew, that's what happened. So once I realized, okay, I wasn't going to, vortex out of here with my body, I wasn't frightened. I was like, okay, no, it's safe now, I can do that. But you didn't know, especially because, I mean, I was going like, all of a sudden my body started doing this, I mean, literally, and I was like, oh, well, what's going on here? You see? But it was funny. It was very funny. And I was like, okay, no, wasn't it? Because I thought, I did ask for ascension because I was still in that biblical things at the end of the world. Oh, I was frightened, so I wanted to ascend. I wanted to go to heaven, I'm going to heaven, I'm ascending. But yeah, and I think, okay, whoa, I wasn't ready to go quite yet, body and all. So hang on there. Oh, just slow down. It was so funny. Anyway, there we are. It's a wonderful journey. And we've all got to face it, not getting out of here. No one's going until we're all going to end up having to go through this awakening, if you like it or not. Eventually, doesn't matter when, whether it's this epoch, next epoch, some might go another how many 6,000 years, whatever. But that's how we get up. So we all have to face our shadows. So when you first go in there, whatever you haven't faced, like all your fears manifest as nasty things and entities and stuff. Those are actually just fears, lust, greed, hate, anger, whatever. They manifest as things, you know what I mean? They don't come across as, I can't explain it now. Anyway. Control, beings that resonate with, if you are also resonating with a lot of those things in anger and control, you're going to bump into entities and things that have the same frequency, especially if you think about them. So now if you're believing and listening to all the shit out there and you're believing all these frightening ETs and scary ETs, ooh, guess what? You're going to bump into them because you're manifesting it. So it's a lesson you're going to have to learn. When I first woke up, I had no clue. Like I said, I was completely just like, this is interesting. I was doing my healing and I went straight up into a ship. Boink! But I had no fear because I hadn't listened to anyone's crap. I had no fear. I was like, hello. I was like, everybody, I had many of them hanging around with me. All kinds, It was cool. I was like, everyone. I loved everyone. This was all exciting and cool. I didn't know anyone was out to, no problem. But then I started buying, I came back after a while and you started sinking down because now you know what, everything's there. But now it's time to start facing your shadows. Fighting your darkness, all the dark, the real nasties. And then I started, of course, dropping into that and facing those things, facing your fears, fighting your darkness, as you realize in the beginning, what you say, lower realm, your angels and all that nonsense you're fighting. And then I started listening to all that nonsense. Of course, what happens? I bump in high. I bumped into those beings, wouldn't I? So you're resonating with that. You're fearing and listening, and you want to fight. So of course you're going to, manifest it. But the minute you're going to get over that one, and you're not tired of all this fighting nonsense, and gone. You've got to learn. You've got to choose. You see. Anyway, people, I'm really thirsty now. It's been a long time, so I shall love and leave you. Hello, David. How are you? I love and leave you, and I hope it helped. You're very welcome. I hope it helped somebody, to get out of your fear and understand it. So at least you understand now what's out there. It's everybody's fear. That's all. That's whatever they're holding inside their own consciousness, their fears, their worries, their projections, and everything that's being spewed out also is the same. Is people not knowing, or their perceptions, their fears, and their projections, and what's going to happen on the planet, because it happened in the last epoch. So anyone tells you they've got proof because that happened, ignore it. This is a completely new epoch. Just because 10,000 years ago this happened and that happened, people all think it's going to happen again. Because in 10,000 years ago there was a flood. So we're going to get flooded. Oh, man, this is a whole completely new epoch. You're creating it anyway. So it doesn't matter whatever happened on the planet before. We're in a new energy, a new epoch, new planet, new everything. It is completely irrelevant. The past has nothing to do with now. That's why in the Maya, they went to 2012 and they could see no further. I wish people would get that past. Draw the line. That is gone. Do not compare now the future with what happened to Atlantis or anything else. Okay. The only thing, if it's in your consciousness, it's something you didn't learn from those. It's like if you're expecting us to be wiped out again because you didn't get that, you didn't sort of heal that Atlantean demise that we experienced or whatever. See? So no, anything had happened, all these scientists and anyone else in their 3D delusions that we leave it with 3D, it has nothing to do with us. The presidents and this one and anyone else wants anything else for the world, it's nothing to do with you. They have no power over you or the world. That's their Maya. They believe they have but everyone just used to march along before and listen to us. Yeah, there was an old epoch and they believed you, so you, okay. No. Even this, the world is inside you. And if you do your work, you'll actually see it. And you'll sit in your meditation, you'll be like, wow, this is weird. Next minute, you'll see Earth. And Earth is literally inside you. The universe, there is all in your consciousness. All in and out. Okay. So ignore the outside. You decide what you want to put, what the outside should be. It's like you're manifesting a car. Do the same. And you will shift to a world that's going to reflect. Okay. But if you think, oh, then you're not going to be on that planet, are you? No, or that Earth. You're not a match to it. All right. If you go to my TikTok page, and you will find it, the bio link. There's a bio there, and there's a link there. Okay. And click on it. It'll take you to the YouTube page. All right. All right, beautiful people. Please don't worry, don't fear, because remember, what you fear, you're drawing it to you, literally. Okay, as a lesson you need to overcome. And because Source, it's you doing the game anyway. You're the controller. So you can't die and you're just going to wake up. So if you're going to wipe yourself out, it's like, whoopee. And then you'll play the next round. Just like a video game. See? All right. But don't do something like that. Gaia doesn't deserve you projecting your shit on her either. Or dumping all your... When you do your clearing, clear it from Earth's grid as well. Don't dump all your baggage on poor Gaia. She doesn't need all your shit either. She's not there to like your rubbish bin, to transmute your pollution or your toxic, your thoughts, which is your consciousness, okay? Don't project doom and gloom and disasters on poor Gaia. You know what I mean? She doesn't need all that dark energy. Could you imagine this poor planet as a consciousness? She's playing the planet. And everybody's, we're going to get doomed. We're going to have a tsunami. I mean, she's going to now play this out. Give her a break. She's also, she doesn't deserve that. All right. Love you guys. Bye.